I need that sports encyclopedia. Where you at, Steve Kim? Got Trent in the cut.
What up, man? The real Coach JB. My main man, Big Smitty.
Are y'all ready for this?
Ground like something to prove it. Came to a conclusion that it's Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to your side. Worldwide, we in your city. Keep it 150. We never change what's happening. Hurdle and get
In any metric, Coach, you cannot have Russell Wilson in your
Nick gave me my first offer. Like, you got to have that store and you got to be marketable.
Hockey, football, baseball, then basketball.
Oh, I love this fucking show so much, man. Are you mixing light and dark at 11 a.m.?
I'm elated that I can be able to coach, that I can be able to mentor these kids, and give them everything that I've learned over the last 20 years.
Smitty and Jason Brown, killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap. Smitty and Jason Brown, we killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
You are now tuned in to the Coach JB Show.
What up? The real Coach JB here, man, for the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. We are proud to announce we have a new ad sponsor, and that is PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the largest independently owned daily fantasy sports DFS platform in North America. We are one of the easiest and most exciting ways to play DFS. It's just you against the numbers instead of battling thousands of other players, including pros and sharks. You pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. PrizePicks is a skill-based, real money daily fantasy sports game. How does it work, you ask? You pick 2 to 6 players, and if they will go more or less than their PrizePicks projection, you will win. Players can choose from a vast selection of sports and stat types not offered anywhere else. PrizePicks offers projections on any sport that you watch. This includes college football. We're about to start up. Pro hockey, pro basketball, pro football. NFL season is here. Plus pro baseball, pro golf, men's college basketball, NCAA tournament, plus women's college basketball, soccer, women's pro basketball, esports, pro car racing, tennis, MMA, boxing, disc golf, you name it, we got it. Short, fat, skinny, and tall, PrizePicks does it all. And I just got to be honest, dog. I started doing PrizePicks and I won instantly. And that's why I am endorsing PrizePicks to the fullest right here on the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. Go to prizepicks.com/Coach JB and use Coach JB as the promo code for a first deposit match up to $100. So go to prizepicks.com/Coach JB and use code Coach JB for a first deposit match up to $100. PrizePicks is the best betting app online in North America. Go get it and do what Coach JB and Big Smitty does every day. We bet PrizePicks. Head on over there, prizepicks.com/Coach JB and get you $100 match right now. Appreciate you. Peace. Yeah, wild thing. You make my heart sing. We here live, 6 a.m. every single day on the Coach JB Show with my main man, Big Smitty. We got a loaded Monday. E-Dub, Eric Weddle Monday. Superbowl champ, Eric Weddle Monday. We got a lot to discuss here on the loaded show. Pound the like on the way in the door. Hit the like, pound the like, subscribe. If you're not a member, become a new member today. We need our member gang up. We need our Slap Nation gang up. Join it now. The best show on Planet ERF. Brought to you by AQMS, our new proud sponsor. Make sure you call this phone number, 1-888-233-3110. If you got to move anything, car, house, furniture, clothes, you name it, the best movers in America, call 1-888-233-3110. Tell them Coach JB sent you. That is the direct promo code is the phone number. So appreciate you guys. We got a loaded lineup today. It is E-Dub Monday. Michigan stays undefeated, beating Ohio State for a third year in a row. The commissioner, the Big Ten commissioner, ironically enough, has to hand this guy the trophy after suspending him after he got on a plane to head to Rutgers because he was too chicken shit to do it on the phone. Can't wait for that to happen after they beat Iowa for the conference title next weekend. Jonathan Smith heads to Michigan State. Did he know? Did he already know? Is that why his players were flat against Oregon? Is this the right way to go about things? We're going to break this down in totality. Washington needs a last-second field goal to win the Apple Cup versus Washington State. Are they worthy of a top 4 seed? The Florida State game gets chippy as Florida State stays undefeated, but doesn't look like a top 4 team to me. Amon St. Brown fined $43,000 for a block that the NFL has just completely lost their mind on. Alex Smith talks Tom Brady, and everyone is in an uproar now. Alex Smith says Tom Brady's wrong. He played in the worst conference ever, and football's not that bad off. Tim Brewster resigns from Colorado. Is just the beginning. Their best quarterback commit also decommitted on the same day. Coincidence? Or is this the beginning of the end at Colorado and Coach Prime? Best available college coaching jobs that are open today. We're going to break that down. Did Stoops say no to A&M because of social media and fans showing displeasure? Or did A&M say no after they saw the same thing on social media? Mike Elko may now be the new Texas A&M head coach after Stoops says no. Florida kid hits a coach's arm, and my tweet goes viral. We're going to break that down. Deontay Johnson, lazy, no effort, having ass. We're going to have to break this down as well. Do they Mike Tomlin cut him, get rid of him? What do they do with Deontay Johnson just having zero effort, making millions of dollars? Marcus Peters showing basically the same thing all the way across the country in Vegas. Absolutely no effort. Lately for the Raiders, Antonio Pierce and him have a discussion, which leads to him benching Peters, and maybe he's cut today. We'll see. But having said all that, it's the Coach JB show with my main man, and he is a Ball State legend, a Far East Sider, Naptown finest, horrible having hairline, Fox Sports extraordinaire, my main man, Big Smitty. Welcome him in.
Yeah, I'm back. We back. The holiday is over. My stomach is fat. I'm about to go on a fast, JB, to lose this weight. How you doing, my guy?
Lose his weight.
I got look, bro. I'm big right now. You can't look at my face. My face
Why?
is bloated.
Why?
I've been eating bad last really 3 weeks. Been eating bad, working out, been kind of low because I've been moving. I'm trying to figure out my new routine.
I saw you had no titties. I was gonna say that. I saw you some titties.
I do. I can't even argue with you right now. My titties came back. My stomach.
Hey, Chick-fil-A every morning is probably not helping.
Yeah. So I'm going on the JB fast, man. I'm gonna do some intermediate fasting. I'm gonna drink nothing but water. I got water in my cups right here. I got 2 cups right now, watered up. Get your JB mug on the website. So yeah, man, I'm about to lose about 10 pounds this week. Get back to it. I'm gonna be good to go.
Hey, we got a loaded show today. Our main man, Tank Johnson, all-time Cincinnati Bengal, Dallas Cowboy, unbelievable, nasty, scary D lineman when he played. Very, very tight. Commissioner's list 3 times in a row in the NFL, 3 years in a row. He is a Roger Goodell advocate. He's had Roger on his own show a few times. Him and Roger are really, really tight. Can't wait to ask him about the new league, the rules, the committee. Roger Goodell himself. That's going to be an interesting conversation. E-Dub Monday. It's Eric Weddle Monday. But I got to start the show off with a morning rant, Big Smitty. And I got to get it in with you and get your take on it now that you're in L.A., living in L.A., and you kind of understand the landscape in L.A.
Yeah.
I love Big Smitty when certain places fly these jobs across the country that you see. Dana Holgerson was fired in Houston the other day, Saturday, and you know what they say in the job description, Big Smitty? They say we are looking to hire someone, quote unquote, with Texas ties. I love hearing when jobs open up and you hear, we're looking for somebody with Georgia ties, Mississippi ties. Yet, in the biggest city of them all, where places like USC and UCLA reside, we continue to hire outsiders who have absolutely not a clue on the landscape or the history of what makes these kids tick and the recruiting landscape in LA and the areas surrounding it. Chip Kelly makes $6.1 million, Big Smitty, a year. $6.1 million a year. And this cat has gone 34 and 34. Yes, I said it. 34 and 34. He doesn't recruit dick. He has 0 donors, collectors helping the program. He gets 0 fan engagement and is the furthest thing from an LA product as you can get. He's an East Coaster. The AD, Martin Jarman, he got UCLA possibly the worst contract ever. He got him into the Jordan gear. So UCLA got Jordan. Everybody thought they were the next Michigan. He got him in there with 0 money. It may be the worst deal since the Reebok deal UCLA made in 1993, which I still have some shoes from because they had to give us at Compton College so much gear because they had to get rid of it all. It was so bad of a deal that Reebok gave them that it imploded the program. They were so head up. They had so much nasty Reebok shit, dog. We were getting it in 97 and 8 still, 5 years after the deal at Compton College. I promise you. UCLA, Big Smitty, up until 2018, was one of the top schools when it comes to recruiting. They have more NBA players than anybody. They had more NFL players than anybody. Now headed into the Big Ten with a lame duck coach. That is where I'm at. It seems to me that we are making recycled hires all because of who we know and who knows us. We know it's a good old boy network. I get it. But this is the business in a nutshell. This is the business. Indiana even fired their coach, a great man, Tom Allen, on Saturday and gave him $20 million to leave. Chip Kelly has ruined the Eagles, Big Smitty, the 49ers, Big Smitty. Your guy yourself, I would love to talk to Shady and ask him what he thought about Chip Kelly and everything that's going on because I've heard some things that he said. Some people say the Eagles are still reeling from what he did to that program and organization, and the things that they've done to get back to a Super Bowl is miraculous from what Sirianni's done. He couldn't even win at Oregon, Big Smitty, a loaded Oregon team with Phil Knight-backed money. Nike themselves, the owner, the CEO, the COO, gives Oregon whatever they want. He still couldn't get over the hump and beat Auburn. Guess what? Guess who is from LA? Guess who is taking a new job? His name is Jonathan Smith. Glendora, California. Yet we let him go to Oregon State. Now to Michigan State, our own backyard guy with LA ties. Yet continue to pay guys with 0 interest in our own town, our own kids, and our own culture. And you're getting what you fucking paid for. And I'm just telling you right now, Jonathan Smith is a guy from Glendora, 20 miles away from Pasadena Rose Bowl, 30 from Westwood. I mean, you got a guy from this landscape, and you've let guys over and over and over leave, Big Smitty. Leave over and over and over to hire a guy that couldn't be further apart from LA landscape in Chip Kelly. And it goes the same way across the street. If we want to go across the street and head to South Central, USC's no different, no better. Since Pete Carroll's left, they've hired nothing but Midwest Southerners who have not a fucking clue how South Central LA works and operates. This guy won't even let LA coaches into practice. They won't even let LA recruits on game day campus. Like, what are we doing? We continue to hire outsiders, and this is what happens to 2 of the greatest institutions in college. UCLA and USC are irrelevant, Big Smitty. Irrelevant football programs when, in truth, we should be national powerhouses every year. So That's my morning rant brought to you by AQMS. Make sure you head on over there. Also, this show is brought to you by betonline.ag. Use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV. Get you 50% off plus welcome bonus. Big Smitty, I got a quote of the day.
Talk to me.
And it's real simple. This is kind of talking about Chip Kelly and the hiring process that we've been making across the country. Easy choices, hard life. Hard choices, easy life. That's just the truth. I'd rather make some hard life choices and have an easier life at the end of the day than just getting by and then struggling and having a hard ass life later on. It's really that simple. A lot of people just want it easy. And I can't wait to dive into today's show. We got a lot going on today with a few things related to this quote. Contrary to belief is also brought to you by PrizePicks. Head on over there. I've learned more from pain, Big Smitty, than I could ever learn from pleasure. Just telling you real quick. And life isn't about finding yourself, Big Smitty. Life is about creating yourself. I'd rather create myself than fucking find myself any day of the week. I'll tell you that. Whole question, Big Smitty. Drop your comments in the section below for all you fans in here, all the supporters, all my OGs, everybody in here. Pound the like as you enter the door. We have 600 people in here right now. We should have 600 likes. Please pound the like, break the algorithm so we can get over 1,000 likes a day. Poll question, is Michigan now the fan favorite? Even if you're not a Michigan fan, Big Smitty, are they the new favorite in the country? Because America loves outlaws. Yeah. We love an outlaw. We love an outlaw, dog. We love the Bonnie and Clydes of the world. We love the gangster movies, the Sopranos. We love all this type of stuff. I got to think that America is turning to love this Michigan Jim Harbaugh saga. And I just got to say, that's our thumbnail. Harbaugh and Michigan get it done. Well, without Harbaugh. No Harbaugh, no problem.
No problem.
Hey, man. I got to talk to their interim acting head coach. I got to speak to him yesterday. Done a great job. I did not know he followed me on Twitter. We got to talk yesterday. I congratulated him on what he's done. And trying to get him on the show. So he's going to try to get on the show here. Love to see what he's doing. I would be hard-pressed I could not imagine one of these schools not coming after him right now. Because it's recency bias. This is what we live in. We live in the world of what have you done for me lately? I would not be shocked at all, would you? If some school comes after him right now. Like Indiana. Like Indiana. Sharon Moore could very well easily be the new head coach in Indiana. All these other jobs that are open right now. Houston. There's jobs open, I'm sure, would come after him. Now, does he want to leave? Would he leave Michigan? I don't know. But he's clearly proven that he's worthy and capable. So I'm pretty sure there are people out there that would take him in a New York Minute.
100%. He has is it a 4-game sample size now as being a head coach? I think in totality, I believe he's 4-0. You can see the players actually, they love him because you can see in the post game a couple of games ago, when he got done crying at the end of the game, players running up to him, giving him hugs. So you can tell he's a player's coach. Players respect him. He knows how to manage the game. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we are in that microwave society where it's like, what have you done for me lately? And what he's done lately is win. And you can say, hey, Harbaugh put together the plan. He was there all week. I get all that for sure. But you still have to control the emotions of the sideline, call certain plays at certain moments. And this was the biggest game of the year, playing against Ohio State. This is literally playing for the playoffs and to make it inside that 14 playoff. So it was the moments in the game where you had to probably as a head coach be like, you know what, let me step in and call this, or no, let's call this, and just kind of decide what should go in and what matters the most. So what he's done has been impressive. And to answer your poll question, man, for sure, I think Michigan is the fan favorite. I know I'm rooting for him. I know you've been rooting for him. And I think a lot of America is rooting for him as well now.
Hey, Big Smitty, I got a guy that may be thinking that the big purple people eaters from the great state of Washington that played in the old Pac-12, this guy right here may think otherwise. He may think the purple in Washington's a powerhouse. Welcome to the show, our main man, Big Tank Johnson. Tank, what up, dog?
What up, baby? Thanks for having me, fellas.
Hey, man,
Yes,
thanks
sir.
for coming on, brother. It's been
Nice
a
to meet you,
while.
brother.
I know we talk all the time. We're trying to get you on the show. You're getting your own thing going. And you're killing it. I see you still doing your thing. I know you started off like a barn burner, and then you still doing it, or are you starting over?
No, man. As far as the podcast go, we're picking the podcast up in the spring. We got a lot of moving parts, and I didn't realize, man, podcasting's big business. Big business. I was trying to just stay on the low key, ducked off. They was like, nah, we got to bring you to the forefront. So we're putting it together. We're going to bring it out in a big way.
No doubt.
I love
But you got some coke?
Yeah, morning breakfast, Copenhagen.
Hey, I knew it was coke. The only OGs do coke. We don't do that other shit. We do coke. We do long cut. We do coke. You know what it is. I missed the morning. I missed 5 in the morning in the weight room with a full dip. Full dip in the weight room, 5 in the morning. I missed that shit.
Got your cup.
Hell yeah. Water bottle, Smitty. Shit.
Yeah.
Hey, Tank, I gotta ask you, man. There's a lot of movement going on. I think Marcus Peters is about to get cut by AP. Antonio Pierce, we grew up together in Compton, obviously, JUCO product. Did you play with AP?
No, I didn't play with AP, but I played against him. We were in the same era, but Marcus Peters, he was a Husky.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oakland, Cali, finest. Oakland. I guess he's had some issues. Apparently, the rumors are he's going to get cut. I saw AP and him having a little sidebar conversation on the sideline last night. They were showing it. They dapped it up, and that just shows you that, they mutual respect. But then at the end of the day, they're like, okay, so you still got to play hard in the league. Like, you got to play.
Right.
And apparently he wasn't giving effort. That's the rumor. I got to ask you this segue to lead into this conversation that I have, and I know Smitty, we talk about it all the time on this show. Like, what the hell is going on? You know me. You've had conversations with me. We'll keep up I go hard in the paint on these cats. I'm just trying to figure out, like, Tank, dog, you and I played. We got paid we didn't know if we were going to get paid the next week. We had to bust our ass, show out, show up. OTAs, practice squad, whatever it was we were doing. Seems like these guys aren't invested as we once were, and they make way more money. Is the reason why they not invested is because they make the money so quickly and so young without even knowing how to manage it, what the dollar value really is? I take it about 10 ways, Hank, before you dive in. I got bodies. Our bodies do not look the same. I don't give a shit what anyone says. You still got the Aaron Donalds out there. You still got a few guys like Megatron and maybe a few guys. But other than that, man, you got a lot of guys out here that just look like average Joes walking around this camp, surviving on being just freaks of nature athletically. And then we got more injuries than we've ever had, dog. I don't know if it's the turf, if it's the weed, the Taco Bell, whatever we want to say it is, I don't know. But we got more injuries than we've ever had. That's just a fact. And I'm trying to figure out, is it because we've anointed and enabled these cats at such a young age? Or are you seeing this is just normal football? This is what it is. It just happened to be on camera a little bit more than we're used to. I don't know. What you think?
No, I think it's really quite simple. I think anytime you get money, you look to the future. You look at what's life going to be like after football, what businesses you're going to be able to run. Now, when you're grinding for that contract, you know what? It's just about securing those dollars. But once I secure those dollars, now am I going to dive on a pile like maybe I was before? Because now I'm looking at that money in the bank and what it can do for me and my family. And it takes guys on a different trajectory. It's almost like I look at the running back position, and a hungry running back is a very dangerous running back. But if you know, when it's third and short and you got to kind of like cut and just blindly dive in that hole, you're going to do that when you're trying to obtain that contract. Now, once you get that contract and you know that money's in the bank, am I going to dive in that unknown hole for nothing? No, because I'm looking at that money and what it can do for my family. And so you're seeing the game change because guys are getting paid so early that they're like, shit, man, fuck that. I'm trying to be able to live after I play football, and it creates a less hungry environment.
But let me ask you this real quick. I mean, kind of being devil's advocate, like, yeah, that what you just said makes perfect sense, right? But there's always the next contract. There's always more money to be made. So even with that mindset being said, it's like, oh, I'm not going to dive on that powder. Oh, I'm not going to really hit that hole the right way. Well, if that's the mindset, you're only going to get paid once and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? Which we are seeing some guys that happen to. But if I'm in the league and even if my focus and my priority is money, cool. In order for you to make as much money as possible, you got to continue to ball out and continue to impact. The same way you got that first contract is the same way you're going to get that second contract and that third bag. You know what I'm saying? So I think what you said makes perfect sense. But at the same time, though, like, are we just caring about getting paid once and we just good to go?
No. By the way, Smitty, I'm a big fan of yours. But just to kind of speak to that point, you know what happens is once you get that contract, you're totally paid off metrics. I saw guys play like shit. If they got their 10 sacks, it was all good. You know, they could have missed tackles, missed assignments, and if they got their 10. Then they were like, okay, it was a good year for me. Right. And so I think it becomes, once you get that first contract, I believe it becomes like hitting these certain metrics, obviously Kelsey receptions, touchdowns, D lineman is going to be sacks and whatnot, DBs, on and on. And so I just think that like even now in the college game, you're essentially, you used to have dogs. You feed them gunpowder, and then they become the meanest dog in the world. But now these dogs is eating filet mignon and lobster. them motherfuckers ain't finna be secure in the premises with eating filet mignon and lobster. They gonna be like, I hope one of them lower NIL dudes go get them. So that's the game, and us big dogs and veterans, we're having to adjust. And I just don't even know what the game's going to look like in 5 years, 10 years, but I can tell you it's going to be a lot less physical.
So Tom Brady came out and said it's the most mediocrity. Mediocrity is the new excellence is something I say all the time on this show. Tom Brady came out and it looks like he's been watching our show on every day. So have other people, but he came out basically saying the same thing I've been saying for years. Like, man, this is not the same NFL. It is really, really average. And I think we've now accepted how average has become. And we still think now over time, it's like gas prices, Tank. We put it up to $7 and then we lower it to $5 and motherfuckers think that it's cheap again. No, it's not cheap. It's still $3 higher than it was when it started, but it's cheaper than $7. So it's tricked our mind. Same thing in the NFL, dog. It used to be the shit. Now it's gone to shit. Now we think, it's football's good now. Everyone's good. Everyone's really good. No, everyone's really shitty, and it's just real watered down. Like, that is what I see. And Tom Brady came out and said it. But Alex Smith said this yesterday. I don't know if you heard it, but take a listen and tell me what you think.
Tom Brady. I mean, a lot here, Sam. Listen, first off, let me just preface this. I love Tom to go, but you don't need to say that. But just kidding. First off, he hasn't been retired that long. He was just playing. Like, he just won a Super Bowl in the current game. Like, is he discounting that one? And then my biggest complaint with this, and no offense to you guys, well, all three of you guys, he played in the most uncompetitive division, I think, in NFL history. I mean, you come out of training camp, the biggest cupcake division, you got a ticket to the playoffs right away. Like, talk about mediocre. Like, I completely disagree with this.
He disagrees with mediocre. I don't know. He said that basically he disagrees with Tom Brady because Tom Brady played in the mediocre conference his entire career. And he just recently won a Super Bowl in this era with Tampa. I think that kind of like proves Tom's point, though. To me,
Right.
I get where Alex Smith. To me, it proves Tom's point. I'm like, am I the only one that you're proving Tom's point to me? Because Tom Brady's point was, I shouldn't win at 45 in the fucking NFL at quarterback.
Down in Tampa.
In Tampa, yeah. I'm like, am I the only one that don't realize that Alex Smith is fucking off the rocker on this? I don't know.
No, listen, those guys, one of the things that when you get up on those ESPNs, they always have to have the opposite take. So sometimes it ends up ridiculous. But I'll say this, right? Like a lot of the times, in the past, the college game has had to adapt to the professional game. And we play a certain style of ball in the profession, and you guys do your spread stuff down there. Well, now the NFL is adapting and placating the college, and we're getting these quarterbacks who are coming into the league, and let's not even talk about how the college recruiting system, all the best players team up on one team, and there's the separation in talent is so big that all these quarterbacks look like number one picks. And then they get to the pros and they don't know how to go to their second progression. And it just becomes like a bad rendition of college sports. My biggest pet peeve is when I see quarterbacks, linemen, running backs looking to the sideline for the coach to give them a play. And I'm thinking to myself, what are we doing? That was like when we were in Mighty Mike football and we had the huge helmets and we're waiting on coach to give us the play. And they're doing that damn near into the professional ranks now, and it's watering down our game.
Yeah. Man, I got mixed feelings about this. I agree with – I kind of came along with JB this season that quarterback play specifically has been bad this year. I think we can look across the board in totality. Quarterback play has definitely been bad this year. But that's quarterback play. And I think we often define the entirety of the game based upon what the quarterbacks are doing because how important that role is. But when I look at defensive line play, some of the great defensive ends, the linebacker play, the wide receiver play, when I look at all the other positions, I don't think it's watered down. Honestly, when I really sit back and we watch this game every single weekend, all college, NFL, all year long, and we focus so much on quarterback play. And just because they're playing bad, we let that define our head or put that message in our head that everybody's playing bad. Myles Garrett ain't playing bad. Michael Parsons ain't playing bad. Roquan Smith ain't playing bad. Like me as a former defensive player myself as well, I watch the defense a lot. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm not just looking at quarterbacks and that's it. I'm watching everybody really play. And I know you guys do too. I'm just saying that when I look at everybody else, to me, they're playing at a high level. I think some of the wide receivers we got today and the athleticism and the catches they make and the plays they make is plays we've never seen before. So I just think that we're using the bad quarterback play to define the totality of the sport. And I think that's why we're saying, oh, it's all watered down. When in reality, when you look at everybody, I can't agree with that.
No.
Before Tank says something, because I know where Tank's headed, I'm going to say something. If I can't touch the wideout and I let you free release and you can go all the way down the field without me putting hands on them, and you better make a fucking catch. You're making goddamn every much money in the world. You better make the catch. And when the DNs like Myles Garrett are going loose and Max Crosby and all this, my argument is this. We got the most injuries up front offensive line in the history of NFL, Smitty. Do you know if you put Trent Williams against one of them motherfuckers, they don't do much. They don't do much. You got Myles Garrett have one. Stop. But put Trent Williams in the league, and this is just my narrative. Yeah. Trent Williams and put anybody else that is a starting offensive tackle with some type of real nuts and guts, and these DNs don't do what they're doing, dog. The O-line is horrific. So if the whole league is watered down, to Tank and I's point, then the defensive ends better eat. The wideouts better make good catches. You can't. The rules have changed, and that's my point to Tank. Tank, you could dive in on this, but I want to ask you after you answer Smitty about the rules, and are the rules supposedly benefiting the offense, but yet we still got the lowest scoring offenses in the history of the game.
Facts. Yeah, I mean, I look at it like this, and I know you want to talk about the rules next. Yeah, Smitty, those guys are playing at an extremely high level, but I think one, the fans' experience is always going to be viewed through the quarterback, right? That's what's going to keep the people getting up and out of the seats. But as far as the game around it, I mean, they're taking away so many, and this is not saying that the play is bad, but they're taking away so many ways that we can tackle, get guys on the ground, that it's just become a harder game. And it's almost like the competition committee, there's no defensive players on there. Like when I worked at the league office, and Merton Hanks was the guy who did the fines. And when he left, John Runyon, the former tackle of the Philadelphia Eagles, he came in to take his job. And I was there that summer, and I'm watching Runyon go through tape. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. And it becomes like non-objective, right? You need to have like a certain, committee. I know like Derek Brooks was involved before, but I think you need to make that more of a committee base, because seeing guys get 4-game suspensions, fined bigger than their checks, it's getting out of control.
I agree with that.
Big Matt comes on the show and talks about Runyon being bad at that same thing too. He's like, I'm an offensive guy, and he's like, dude, this is becoming. I played quarterback. He played O-line and D-line, but he's like, dude, we want to see the rules just be equal. We want to see football again. Like, if you hit the quarterback, guess what? You drive his ass to the ground. That's what football was. So the quarterback feels it. Guess what though? I used to get up and throw the next play and be talking shit. Like, this is what football was. You're supposed to feel it tomorrow morning. Like, I don't get it no more, man. I really don't get it. Like,
well, here's what I think is funny. So back on our Bears defense, that was, top 5 all time, lost in the Super Bowl to Peyton Manning. Guys used to. I see you, Smitty. I'm gonna get on your ass in a minute. But guys used to, like, Brian Urlacher used to say this. He used to say, "Tackled by Lance Briggs, first down." And what he was saying was that you're making this tackle and you're getting drug over the first down line. And like no one's making the point of, when they're talking about this tackle where you drop your weight to the ground. Well, if it's 3rd and 4 and I grab onto the guy at 3 yards, it does me no good to run my feet and jump on top of him, because now it's a first down. You're trying to make the guy be down where you hit him at. And like, they're losing sight of, like, that's how you play the game. We're trying to prevent first downs and touchdowns. And if you're just tackling people and letting them run you 5-6 yards because you don't want to fall on their legs, then you're putting the defense at a disadvantage week after week, because guys don't know how to play. I remember when I was leaving the game in 2010, guys didn't know if, you run up to hit them, and at the last minute, I don't want to get fined, so I go low. Now we're tearing knee ligaments out the frame, guys getting their heads hit on kneecaps, causing bigger concussions. So I think it's just we're overcorrecting at every turn, and it doesn't, and I also think I saw Bart Scott and Ryan Clark having an argument about that. And I think what Bart Scott did, talking about that being a dirty tackle, that does a disservice to all the players that are coming behind him, because he's talking about it from a suit and tie perspective. He's not talking about it as a snot coming out your nose, running, trying to do something. And so I think that does the game a disservice, and guys got to be careful with that.
Yeah, I agree. Transition a little bit. You're watching Husky. You're a legend, a Husky legend. We're in the Pac-12. Pac-12 has just been, basically been decimated in one season alone. One season, they just got rid of a whole conference, a West Coast conference that I grew up on, and everyone I knew grew up on. It was just it was the greatest thing ever, right? It was just the true West Coast. And they, obviously got political. It changed a little bit, and then we split the divisions and all that old shit. Well, I went from Pac-8 to Pac-10 to Pac-12. Washington, undefeated right now. I'd be shocked if some schools don't come after DeBoer. I'd be shocked if they don't come after him. Looks like the big job may have been scooped up already by your rival, Oregon State, Jonathan Smith. Where are you at with this Pac-12 thing? And are you even mad at Jonathan Smith for a guy leaving a school, his alma mater, Washington State or Oregon State? Are you even mad at a guy to leave Oregon State to head on to Michigan State when their league is really no more? I mean, there's 2 teams in the conference right now. I don't know. It had to be hard on him as an alum. I know Jonathan well, Southern California guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't leave either though.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta leave. You gotta take the opportunities that come. You know, everyone has an end game. You know, with what they want to do in their career. And if you're a coach, you want to be coach on the highest level and get the most compensated. And so, you know, I think it's just. I think we have to talk about it. It's a natural progression. I just think we just have to be careful. With the example. I think. When the coaches leave, I think it makes it the argument for players to transfer and to get in the transfer portal, nonstop. And to me, the majority of my college experience and my only friends that I have today at 41 years old are my boys that I went to college with. And I feel like the guys who are jumping around schools, they're not going to have that experience of like that brotherhood. And so when it comes to like leaving for greater pastures, that's as old as that's the oldest football. Guys are going to do that, but in terms of the Pac, listen, man, George Kliavkoff and the Pac-12, they completely decimated a great conference. With the historic SCs, UCLA, Washington's, like we had a brand over here. That I think we watered it down, we got political, and it backfired on us. And now I got to look in the record books now and see my old Pac-10 records in a conference that doesn't exist. Man, that's hurtful.
No doubt. They your alma mater in the Apple Cup. It was rivalry weekend, man, and it was rivalry weekend. Alabama, a miraculous, unbelievable game with Milroe throwing that back corner touchdown. We're going to dive into that play later. They struggled versus an Auburn team who got shellacked a week ago by New Mexico State. And Kirby Smart's on record, Tank, earlier in the year saying every SEC school should be ranked. And I've been on the high horse of the Pac-12 this year saying they're completely the best conference in football. It's not even close from top to bottom. I rank divisions and conferences by the bottom, not the top. And the bottom of the Pac-12 is much better than the bottom of the SEC this year.
Okay.
And it's not even close, in my opinion. But Auburn almost beats Alabama, which would have thrown a wrench in this whole thing. Washington State almost beats you guys, comes down to the buzzer. Georgia, by the way, no one's going to talk about. Georgia struggled versus Georgia Tech. Let's keep it real. 31, what did it end up? 31-23. And then you got Michigan, Ohio State, which was a good game in the morning, and Michigan kind of just out physical them, I thought, from top to bottom. So it was rivalry weekend. Where are you at with your guys' performance against Washington State in your particular rivalry, the Apple Cup, and are they deserving right now of a Final Four bid?
Yeah, I mean, as far as, our dogs against, the Pac-12 is notorious for beating up on each other. There's not a great separation in talent. And so once you get up and you get mixed into those conferences, anything can happen on any day, especially with these, 1 o'clock tip-offs all the way to 7 o'clock tip-offs playing on Telemundo. There's all these different factors going into it. But, listen, I think the Huskies are very dependent on Penix, the quarterback. I feel like if he goes down for any amount of time, it's a Reynolds wrap for us. And so, I just look at how we're winning, and I'm in a group chat with a lot of my old dogs, and there hasn't been like 1 week where we've won the game and we've been like, heck yeah, let's go. We dominated that. It was like, we're texting all the way through the end, like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? and so, we're used to, University of Washington, we're known for tailbacks, tight ends, D tackles, safeties. And now we're just in a spread offense, and a lot of that's getting lost in translation. So I think we got a good enough team to make some noise in the big dance. But again, I just don't think being dependent on one player solely is going to get you over the hump when you're trying to get a trophy.
That's real, man. Let me ask you
We
this.
got breaking news, Tank, and it's fitting that you're on here right now. Frank Reich was just fired. Is it good or bad for the league and for, I guess, the message it sends not only to future coaches, future signees and shit like that, and free agency especially? Like, do you guys look at it when you were leaving, let's say, Chicago to Cincy or vice versa, or you go into the Cowboys? What happened? You guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
Did you look at stuff like that? Like, all right, they just fired these guys. They've had 3 coaches in 4 years and blah, blah, blah. The Panthers got to look like, I mean, he didn't finish the season, and you got rid of a dude who's the DC and 49ers right now, who had that team ticking. Like, to me, it blows my mind that this type of shit is happening. And I believe the Raiders screwed up with what's his name? Bringiani.
Yeah.
A couple years ago when he was winning 4 in a row, took him to the playoffs. Are they going to do the same thing with AP at the Raiders? Are they going to start looking at things like, all right, maybe we should keep Visaccia. Maybe we should keep AP. Maybe we should keep my man from last year.
Steve Wilkes.
Maybe we should keep somebody like this instead of go out and look for that splash hire, because we got the number 1 pick. We got Bryce Young, and he's been atrocious because this offensive line, to our point earlier, is atrocious, the worst in the league. And this team is just so bad, man. Where are you at with this, man?
I just look at being a leader of men and coaching comes down to endurance and consistency, right? So if you have a guy that is wound too tight too early, you know that he's going to eventually tire out and lose the interest of the team. And I go back to a guy like Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith was a coach, and Coach Dungy, same way. He was a coach that he stayed consistent, didn't yell, didn't scream, but you knew he meant business, and you knew he was going to stand on it. And I think that nowadays we're bringing in these coaches with these quote unquote resumes, and he's a offensive genius and that. But once you get the film out there, nobody's a genius, right? You give me 12 weeks of film on somebody, I'm going to take away what they do best and live with the result. And so I just think, again, the NFL is becoming a bad rendition of college football where, hey, this coach coached this quarterback, so let's bring him in and do that. And it's just proven itself, and it's not working.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. It's unbelievable to me. I mean, keep Wilkes. It's real simple. Keep Wilkes.
Yeah. The players love Steve Wilkes. The defense was playing well. They had traded, I think, C-Mac at that point, and the running game was going well. It's like, I mean, why break what ain't broken? Why fix what ain't fixed?
But I look at it like this. Like, for example, with Deion, right? Like, I knew Deion was gonna fizzle out, man, because he was inviting the bright, hot lights on his team every day. and football is about humility. It's about togetherness. And it's not about the guy who's high stepping and doing all that. And so you bring these coaches in with this expectation, and they make a splash, but it's never going to be sustainable. And I knew Deion, I love Deion, but I knew what he was doing wasn't sustainable because he was putting eyes where eyes didn't need to be.
Hey, Tank, I told Smitty, I said, we, America, is setting this brother up for failure.
Facts.
We were setting him up, and it was his doing, though. Now, don't get it twisted. They film everything. It was Barstool, Colorado is what it was. Yeah. So it is what it is. But I thought we were setting him up for failure, and I said it on the show with Smitty, and I argued about it. Like, dog, we're setting him up because we're expecting him to go undefeated now.
Right.
When they were 3-0, motherfuckers was I'm like, calm down, dog. These 3 teams aren't even bowl teams that they beat, and it's like. Now there's, we had every rapper in America on the sideline. We had everybody on the sideline. Now it's like fizzled out. And I'm like, now he's asking for money. It's funny how that shit, dog, he's asking for money now. And I'm just like, that's a bad look to me, dog. And Tim Brewster resigned yesterday. One of his first hires. Offensive guy, wideout guy, tight end guy, recruiter, good dude. And then they had one of his biggest commits decommit, quarterback, Armand Hill or whatever, Antoine Hill, says he's decommitting. This is the third or fourth big decommit in the last few days. Is this coincidence, Tank, or is this the beginning of the end already?
This is the beginning of the end. Look, like I said before, everyone was supporting Deion, but they didn't know that they were doing him a disservice, man. I look at, him, he in the grand scheme of coaches, Deion's a relatively young coach, and he doesn't really have that like top tier experience to know how to manage other personalities. Because I tell you like this, man, not everyone on the team has the identity of a superstar. I'm a D tackle. I'm a nose tackle. So I just want to do my job, be in the trenches. I don't care if I'm on the cover of this and the cover of that. And I just felt like he was throwing a blanket over his entire team and his entire program where there needed to be nuance. There needed to be nuance to what he was doing and what he was saying. And as far as him losing recruits, listen, man, when those guys come in town and they're on the sideline, they get to see more than the game. They get to see the coach's expression. They get to see the morale of the team. They get to see the body language. And when you get to start seeing away from the field and the body language on the sideline, the players and the parents are like, this is not an environment that I feel that I can grow in. This is an environment where if it's going great, it's all good. But if it goes bad, we don't have the type of people that can right the ship, and thus they're jumping ship.
Yeah, I don't know, Smitty. I know you want to dive into this thing. I'm curious because he's asking for more NIL money when, in my opinion, it's like you are the NIL money. You have the backing, the name, you have the connections, the resources, and why ain't, these big time actors, comedians, rappers that are all on the sideline donating for you? Like,
I think it shows you flat out that he doesn't have the staff or the chops or the endurance to go into these kids' house and talk them from a different school. So he's looking to take the shortcut and put the money up. And again, that's not sustainable, because that's going to make the boosters and all those people resent you in 2-3 years or even a year when you're out of here and all that money spent, and they still are last in the whatever conference they eventually land in.
I mean, I got my best friend on that staff, Smitty, and I know Smitty's baiting at the chops to talk about this. My bad. I gotta say this.
No, you're good.
I got my boy on the staff that is like they're not recruiting, dog. This is not priority to them. Priority to them is transfer portal, NIL, and if that's the route, like Tank just eloquently put, if that's the route they're going to go, I don't see it being the winning route. I'm just telling you right now, you still have to recruit and build a foundational support system at the high school, junior college level, or you're going to get a bunch of mercenaries who come in and out semester by semester, and there's no way you can build a program that way. I don't see it. Even in this money age, you can buy guys to show up for a 10-round fight. But you're not paying guys to stick around when the tough gets going. I'll tell you that. And the going gets tough.
I just don't know in today's era, and you guys have mentioned it, like with the NIL era and so much money being tossed around, I don't know how effective just old school recruiting, sitting down at the house with your mom or your grandma, and she fixed them a plate and saying, you know, hey man, in 2 years you're going to be the guy, man. I promise you. I don't know how effective that really works today when they can just go to this other school, get $100,000 and play right now. So as much of what you guys saying, like it makes sense to me, and I feel what you guys are saying. I also got to look at Prime and be like, man, he has a point. Like, yeah, we need money to compete with these big time schools who have all this money to just throw a player. I mean, I got a guy at an SEC school that told me that players are pulling up in like Hellcats and like big G-Wagons and shit, like in their college parking lot. Like it's an NFL type of situation.
Who's fault is that?
You're competing with those schools and that type of money, and you're at little old Colorado. Beautiful campus, of course, but I'm saying little old Colorado in the sense that we don't look at Colorado as a powerhouse when it comes to football. So, yeah, like I can be a hell of a recruiter, which, in my opinion, Coach Prime is. I mean, people love Deion Sanders, current players, former players, retired. I mean, you name it, people love him. So I don't think just the traditional recruiting would be a big issue for Deion. But when money is a huge factor in today's game, which it is, I mean, if I'm a kid and I go to Colorado and I might get $20,000 maybe, I go to A&M and they're going to give me $200,000, I can love Prime all as much as I want to. But if I'm in a one-bedroom apartment in the hood with me and my mom and my little sister, and this school is trying to give me $200,000 right now, and I can help my mom out with the rent, I'm going to get the $200,000. It ain't got nothing to do about recruiting. So I just think that where the game is today, money does play a huge role, and he just being transparent and saying, "Hey, I hate to say it, but if we want to get where we want to get to, then we need to have the right money in order to sustain some of these recruits and bring on the big time names." And then one last thing, I know Tank said that this is the beginning of the end. You might be right, but only time will tell. I think that at the beginning of the year, when they went on that winning streak, we were overblowing it, and we were, these guys are ranked. They're going to be national champions. The media overblew it this direction. Now we see they lost damn near the rest of their games the rest of the season. Now I think they're overblowing it, though, the other direction. He's the worst head coach ever. They suck. It's a failure. They're not going to win no more games. All the recruits are leaving. I'm like, hold on, man. I think there's somewhere in the middle where we should have been at the entire time. They were never national championship contenders. He's not the worst coach in the game, and Colorado is just the shittiest team in college football. I think they're right there in the middle. It's year one. 4 games is not nothing to celebrate at all, but it is an improvement from 1 game the previous year. So let's see what happens next year. If they go out there and go 8-4 next year,
but
I can't call that a failure. I can't say that's a bad situation.
But it's not just that they lost; it's how they lost. We can all, if we lose games, kicking, scratching, that's one thing. But when you're the most penalized team, you got guys quitting on you on the field. You got guys tweeting during halftime. You're starting to have a culture of unrest and guys who are like, you know what? This isn't all it was cracked up to be. And to your point about it's not all bad or it's not all good, you got to be in the middle ground. Same with recruiting. Yeah, you can have money, but you got to be able to go look somebody in the eye and say, hey, I'm going to take care of your son and that resonate with the parent. So I think we're all saying the same thing, that it's got to be a little bit more in the middle, and we've just overcorrected way too much.
Here's the thing. Latrell, one of my former players in the chat, he's like, JB, you're the king of transfer portal, because at high school I brought in 30 transfers a year, whatever. Here's the difference. I didn't ask anyone for anything. I did that shit myself. I raised my own funds. I did my own shit, and I never asked nobody for nothing. Parents, nothing.
But JB, you didn't coach in the NIL era, though. You kind of stopped right when
it don't matter. It was still the same thing. High school transfers were unbelievably going crazy in California when I was leaving high school. Like, it was unbelievable. They wouldn't even let kids play for me because there were so many coming in. So But I went out and hustled and did it. I didn't even have a 9-to-5, dog. I did this shit my own. If I was going to do it, I was going to do it. I wasn't going to ask, cry, bitch about it. I was going to either do it or not do it. Here's the thing about it. Latrell said all those games they lost were close games. Well, guess what? When you're the fucking most penalized team in America, you don't win close games. But I guarantee you, if he was coaching them up, they would have won those close games. And if they were disciplined, they probably would have won 3 more games. If you look at it, they wouldn't have blown the Stanford loss. Yeah,
I just want to make a point about this, Smitty. I know, you're a D tackle like me. I truly believe in the football god, Smitty. I believe they are real. And I'll give you an example. When I played on the Chicago Bears and we went to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman, we had no business being there, but we didn't blame our offense for our lack of success. We stuck together when the media tried to pull us apart, and it felt like when the ball was on the ground, it rolled our way. It bounced our way. And on the flip side of that, when I was on the Dallas Cowboys, and it was all about a race to Jerry Jones' wallet. Fuck the team concept. I'm a ball out this week. Jerry gonna see it, and I'm gonna get paid. And we would have these come to Jesus meetings every 3 weeks, and the ball never bounced our way because we weren't a family. We weren't a collective. We weren't a team. And I've experienced it in real life and in real time. And I think there's something to camaraderie, and it's just a big deal.
Hey, I say it. Look, the year we won it at Indy, we get shellacked game 1 on what ended up being the most national televised show of all time on Last Chance U. We get beat by 50, and I have a reset meeting. Like, look, dog, the lights were too bright for y'all. But they were old and grown enough and mature enough group with a few NFL guys sprinkled in there, obviously, that we put it together, won 10 in a row, won the first bowl in school history. The next year, and this is to your point, we did everything right 6 days out the week. And the 7th day took care of itself, which was game day. They went to weights, class, didn't fuck around in community, weren't stealing at Walmart. They backed each other up, policed each other in the dorm. All the little shit that you build with a culture. And they bought in. And that is, look, it's far and few between. It doesn't happen everywhere, obviously. We know all the issues. Even Florida, when Urban was winning, they had all these drama. Look how much drama they have. The more great players you bring in, the more drama you're going to have. That's just period, point blank, and facts. Most good players are shitbirds. Let's just keep it 100. And that's what I liked about it. I like trying to help those type of dudes become better off the field and ball on the field and get us some wins, but also understand, hey, dog, this is not where it ends. They don't end right here. And I don't know if people realize, like, the next year we had the same talent, Tank, and we go 2-8 because we lost 6 days out the week. They was robbing, still in Walmart, still in talking shit in the community. They was in the dorm they had hoes in the dorm stripping. Like, it became a Netflix special without the cameras. They were doing all this crazy shit, smoking weed. Tank, I had coaches blowing with players. I fired 7 coaches during the season. They didn't even show. They didn't even show it on the show. So, and I cut over 40 kids during the season. They don't even show that either because we just had such a bad nucleus. And I go, look, dog, around week 4, ask Alan. Alan's in the chat. He was on the team. I go, Alan, I told the team, I go, dog, y'all don't deserve to win one game. Tank, we lost games by 1, 2, field goal, 1, 3, 2. We lost all the games that way. And I said, y'all don't deserve to win because we would have won those games last year. Y'all losing them because the ball ain't bouncing your way because you're doing shitbird things in the other 6 days of this other week. So I believe what you're saying. Football gods matter.
Yeah, no, my final point would be this, right? So when I was on the Bengals, we went 11-5. We went to the playoffs, and we had a year unlike any other in Cincinnati. The next year, we signed Terrell Owens. So we had Chad Ocho and we had T.O. and we had Hard Knocks with us. And these boys, these guys went up there and said, it's Super Bowl or bust with me and T.O. and put a target on our back that we couldn't handle. And we went, I don't know, whatever it was, 4-12 or whatever the year was. But it just goes to show you that a team like the Bengals, hey, if you do everything right, you stick together, you're going to have success. But when you get too big for your britches, you get smacked down.
Yeah, I'd say the same shit. I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough business, though, man. This business says. I was talking to E-Dub. He said, "Tell you what's up, Eric Weddle. He comes on every Monday. We were talking last night, and he was like, "Dog, this between social media and paying these kids has become some of the worst shit we've seen as far as what it's done. We're all for paying kids. Don't get it twisted, but it's a way to do it, and we're not doing it the right way."
Yeah, I've got a deeper point on that. Like, in college, I always thought that you should create a deferred annuity for these guys, where what they generate during the year, they generate it. They work with an economics professor on how to grow that money. When you graduate, you get a one-time lump sum to take it out, and you can grow that money until you're 30 and be able to start your life. The reason that I don't feel that there's very many drug indictments and kids overdosing in college is because they're broke. These kids are they're 1 foot in the hood and 1 foot out. So you give that kid $200,000 and Big Cuz says, "Hey nephew, I got this. All I need is 70 grand and I could turn that into 200-300. You're going to start seeing college athletes caught up in huge drug indictments because these kids they're 1 foot in the hood and they're 1 foot out. And then as far as the white boys go, the steroids and stuff, right? White boys, they wasn't going all ham on the steroids because steroids are expensive. Now you give those same white boys.
It died out. Now it's back. Notice?
Yeah. You give them an extra $100,000. Well, guess what? Now they're on the black market buying all these steroids, trying to do the most. And so I think it's dangerous more than anything. And I think we're doing the players a disservice by not educating them along the way when it comes to finances.
Hey, before you get out of here, I know what's going to be your show. What's your show's name?
It's called Tackling a New Kingdom. We'll be back in the spring. We're changing the format of it, but it's definitely a great show. We've already done 2 seasons, and we're going to start season 3 in the spring.
So you had Roger Goodell on your episode, and I know Roger gave you what is it, 3 commissioners list? Man,
you know what? I'm all-time commissioners list. We became a very, very close through my my adversity early in the league, and we just became good friends and have a great relationship.
So where are you at? I'm impartial. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm just trying to figure out, because I have all these guys on, former NFL guys like Weddle and Urlacher comes on and other guys, and I'm like, and the rules. So the rules have basically gone against defensive players for the most part. And obviously Weddle's a defensive guy, Urlacher, yourself. Like, is that out of Rodgers' hands? I know he knows what's going on with all the social media barrage that the NFL
Roger doesn't give a fuck. He just doesn't like to wake up to bad news. He doesn't like to wake up to the same shit over and over. Hey, this is happening over and over. People think that it's him making these corrections, but really it's the entire voice. When you start talking about these type of hits over and over and over again, well, he's the guy that has to be able to. He's the front facing of the league, so he's the one that has to ultimately do something about it. But 9 times out of 10, they don't derive from Roger waking up in the morning saying these guys are tackling bad. No, this is a thing where if he hears it over and over again, as the commissioner, he has to make adjustments. I don't like it, but I don't think that he's the one that is driving it all the time.
But he's the head that makes a lot of money, and I gotta, just to play devil's advocate on this side, like, why don't we have full-time referees, paid full-time referees? Why is that not a Roger thing, or is that something that's down on the committee side?
That's definitely a committee thing. I mean, if Roger wanted to rubber stamp it and say, "Hey, we're going to go full-time ref,"
do you think we need it?
I don't think so, because I think when you have the constant turnover and the change, it keeps the refs on their toes. If you have guaranteed refs every week, I think you're gonna run into guys getting comfortable, knowing that I got a salary, and it's not my job performance doesn't dictate what happens to me because I'm on the squad. Nah, you might mess up, and a motherfucking Conference USA ref might come in there and take your job. And so I think that from the referee standpoint, I think that you gotta kind of keep them on their toes, because if those guys get comfortable, then our game is going to be even crazier.
Yeah, you have been seeing though as of late. Like I said, I mean, every single week, and I know that's part of the social media, but you just see so many like plays where like, man, refs missed this completely. How'd y'all miss this? Somebody got face mask yesterday, real bad. It was like clear as day. Was it Josh Allen? Josh Allen, yeah, he got face mask real bad. Referee was right behind.
No, that's horse collar.
Horse collar. Yep, sorry about it. Yep, horse collar. Thank you. Horse collar right in front of the ref, and they didn't. He just missed it and just didn't call. And I get it. It's football.
Man.
You're not gonna make every call, but damn, some of them is like blatant. It's right in front of you.
Smitty, them old ass white dudes, they spend half the play trying to get the hell out the way. They spend the other half trying to do their responsibility, and by the time the play's over, they ain't done shit. So it's these.
That's why my point. I think we need full-time ref. That's my thing.
Why don't we have younger refs? You actually made a good point. Why all the refs 60 plus?
Because I think that's a bigger problem.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Wait, go ahead, Tank. What'd you say?
No, I just said that's a bigger problem. You got these 10-year-old refs who are stuck in their ways. Like in the NBA, Dick Bavetta. And you need to. There's a ton of former players who are going into reffing, and there's a lot of them at the college ranks, and they're trying to keep the hierarchy system. Hey, rookie, you don't come in here and do nothing. But these guys are actually more qualified referees at the National Football League level, and they need to get their shot. But you've got the gatekeepers, the Ed Hockley, shit. His son, I think, is a referee now.
Family, yeah. His whole
Man.
family's in that shit. But there's also a referee shortage from the youth level through college. And that's another issue we're having. We're not only having participation.
I ain't reffing Pookie game. I ain't reffing Pookie them game, dodging bullets and shit for $12.
That's what I'm telling you. Yeah.
Ain't gonna be no youth refs. Fuck Pookie them.
I hear you. I'm saying the same shit. I do a Pookie game, and then I got to deal with your daddy coming down with heat.
Yeah, and then you might have to walk backwards to your car with the blick just because you got Aqib Talib's family out here on some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, nah, man, I ain't coaching and I ain't reffing because I don't want no smoke. Fuck all that.
Hey, that's real shit, dog. I'm telling you.
Right,
like John Wick.
Post road and nap somewhere. Like, nah.
Hey,
What you know about Post Road, Tank? What you know about Post Road, Tank?
Man, I'm a Gary, Indiana baby. I got a lot of family in Nap. I go through Nap. My little brother just graduated from out there. So yeah, man, I'm a big Indiana. That's where I'm born. My favorite college was IU. Rest in peace, Bobby Knight.
Rest in peace, Bobby Knight. But it's Ball State over here, baby. Chirp, baby. Maction. Come on now, don't do that.
I never heard of Ball State until you and what's the buddy name? Yeah, but hey, I respect it. Indiana.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
that's all Indiana.
By the way, Tank, before you get out of here, rumors out there that John Gruden may be interested in the college Indiana job.
Really?
That'd be interesting to me.
Listen, John Gruden is not a person that can sit at home all year. No, he's got to be doing something.
I know. It's gonna be interesting to see I'm gonna see that. I'm curious to see that, but we'll see.
Real quick, I gotta ask you something before you go. When you played against my Colts in the Super Bowl, did you have some mixed emotions? Obviously, you want to win, of course, duh. But being from Indiana, was it kind of weird playing against like the hometown team a little bit?
Well, I'm from Gary.
Yeah,
so
you like Bears. Chicago more than that's
true. See, you know, we more up in we're 10 minutes, 15 minutes from Chicago. So everyone in we're Bears and Bulls, but you know, it was just a great experience to see two black head coaches going head to head. And I always thought that the further I get away from the game, the more I'm just glad I had the experience.
That's dope.
Yeah. Hey, before you leave, best D tackle ever. Go.
Best defensive tackle ever. I would say 3 technique. I would have to go with Warren Sapp. And I'd say from a 0 technique, I would say it has to be that's tough. I'd probably give it to Casey Hampton at the 0.
Really?
I like him at the 0.
Best pass rusher ever.
I played with DeMarcus Ware, and if he said he was going to go get a sack, he would get it. I would say, but as a natural, I have to say Freeney.
Really?
Yeah, because he had an unstoppable move and a counter off of it. And so I just think that Freeney, you know, my money's on D. Freeney.
That spin move is vicious.
Best defensive football player ever.
I would say in my mind, I would have to say Ray Lewis because of the way that he communicates, gets guys lined up, and he galvanizes. He makes everybody play above their level. And anytime you can do that, you're one of the best ever.
Over LT, huh?
Over LT. I think LT was really specific. He was a headhunter. He did his job, but they wasn't relying on LT to line up nobody, make checks, and all that. So I think with Ray's responsibility and his production, I think he's the best ever.
Man, good shit. I gotta ask you 2 more questions. Favorite rapper all time?
Scarface.
Ooh.
Ace Mob.
H-Town, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Favorite band or group of all time?
I would have to say Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang is you know, when Triumph and all that came out when I was in high school, you know, that actually changed my vocabulary because a lot of the words they were saying I didn't know. So I'm like, enter to your ventricle, clog up your bloodstream, terminal. I'm looking that shit up like, yeah. I'm with that Wu-Tang. So, you know, so they made it. They made it brother smarter.
Hey, I had homies.
My other group is Dead Prez. When I was at the combine, I listened to Hell Yeah. Is you hungry, man? Hell, and I ran a 4.6 at 3.06, a 40 time that still has not been beaten.
Ooh, 4.6 at 3.06?
4.67 at 3.06. I got the fastest time over 300 pounds, and they don't never want to give me my love, but it still hasn't been broke.
I knew I wasn't meant for the league, boy. I was 280. I was 280 running a 5 flat.
Yeah, hey, there's levels, Smitty. There's levels.
Yeah.
Hey, man, always love. I appreciate you. We got to do it again, man. The fans love you. They're gonna make sure everybody follows them on Twitter, on Instagram, and make sure you stay tuned for Tank to drop his new show in the spring. I'll let you guys know and keep you updated. But always, Tank, we have to do it again before the season ends.
No doubt, man. Thank you for having me, Smitty. I love what you guys are doing, man. Keep going.
No doubt. Appreciate you, Tank.
Love.
Much love.
Peace.
Tank Johnson.
6 at 3.06 is crazy, JB. I don't think people the fan understand. Like that's a freak athlete. You just hopped off.
Yeah.
To run a 4.6, that's wild.
Hey, Bailey, throw Tank's Twitter and IG handle on the ticker if you can find it. Yeah, Tank and I, man, become close over the years. He's a good dude. And he'll let me know. Hey, JB, you got to do this, man. You got to do this. You got to do that. And, you know, I take his words like, I don't take them lightly either. So he does a hell of a job on his show. Like I said, I caught his Roger Goodell show, and I listened to it in totality. And I think he's had him on a couple times when he was doing the show. So.
I remember you brought him up a long time ago, and he never came on. So I was excited to have him on. I mean, he's a hell of a guest. He knows a lot about the game, obviously. So
he knows.
Indiana cat, come on now.
Yeah, Gary in the house. Lonnie Johnson, who we had on last week, also Gary, Indiana, former player of mine.
I'm starting to see, JB, you like a lot of Indiana cats, whether it's Indianapolis, whether it's Gary.
Gary, Indiana is Compton. Naptown is like Beverly Hills. You know what I'm saying? I don't really fuck with Naptown cats. Gary cats is Compton.
All my Naptown people in the chat right now, he's joking. Don't take it serious. This is my guy. He's okay. He can come to Indianapolis. He's playing around. These are jokes. I just saved you, JB. You good now?
Not really. All right. So Michigan's on the thumbnail. No issue. No Harbaugh. No problem. I couldn't be happier for Michigan to win that game, to shut everybody down. Jonathan Smith, Big Smitty. Before Matt comes on, we got about 8 minutes. Jonathan Smith heads to Michigan State. My rant started off with a local LA guy being passed by at places like SC, UCLA, because we think that we have to have some big, huge splash hire. Well, maybe you should take Texas A&M and look at their hire, because they just hired Mike Elko today or yesterday from Duke, who played there, coached there, obviously. Not a big splash hire. And saying this to say this, Big Smitty, why did Stoops accept the job, decline the job? Was he hired and fired? Like, what's going on with Stoops? This is funny, right here.
The black and white, the grays would made it like it made it funny, you know.
I mean, dog, come on, man. Like, what's going on here? And then we hired Mike Elko. So we hired Mike Elko, and not exactly splash hires here. Either one of these guys, to me, are, I'm not going to say mid. I think they're great coaches. I know both of them. I don't know if they're the splash hire, though. Like, I don't blame Stoops at all. I think Stoops saw all. Here's my question to you, Smitty. Social media went crazy. I saw big-time Barstool and Clay Travis. And is this really who we fired a guy and paid him $77 million, and then we hire Stoops? Like, they're just taking shots at the dude. By the way, those are the guys that actually do well. Like, Stoops would have been a great job at A&M. But we don't want to even risk it. We rather risk the big name who can't do shit anywhere, just recycle dudes. And we rather do that than go wait on a guy and hire somebody that's proven to win at a place like Duke. People don't realize that's not an easy job, dog, for what he did at Duke. Now you compile the resources with that, the facilities, the conference, the buy-in, the collectives, the NIL, your A&M has. I don't think they could have went wrong with Stoops or Elko. The issue is it's not the sexy hire. It's not the sexy hire. So back to Jonathan Smith. Did his team know, and is that why Oregon State did not show up versus Oregon? And is this the right way to go about it? Bailey, I sent you a video of Jonathan. I don't know if you got it in or not. There's a video of Jonathan Smith basically addressing the media, and he basically was saying that, I thought about it and knew about it all year long. So yeah, I told Steve Kim, I said, listen, if Oregon State comes out and gets shellacked and plays flat, that team knows that Jonathan Smith's the next Michigan State head coach. They clearly knew. And I got my thoughts on this, Smitty. And I know Jonathan very well. He spoke for me at clinics of mine. We've had him. I know him really well. I have my own. But I'm a realist, and I got to be honest, because kids are priority to me. but yet I'm the one not coaching. What's your take on this before I give mine? Because the very next morning, he was named head coach at Michigan State after they got beat by Oregon. The very next morning, meaning that job was well done probably weeks ago. So this is the business. This is the profession. It is what it is. But
it's tough, man, because like as a player, I would probably be in my feelings. I'm like, damn, like, you've been preached to us all year long. Togetherness, we're a team, we're in it to win it. We have goals as a unit, this, that, and the third. And at the end of the season, you over here interviewing for another job, and then a day after we, our last game, you already accept a new job. It kind of gives you like mixed feelings as a player. But looking at it from this standpoint,
here's a text, Smitty, real quick.
Every time we spoke, so we took our time and feel good about it.
When you had a big game with Oregon, of course, when did you know this was going to happen?
I felt confident. I'll be honest with you, but I did want to sleep on it one more night type thing. But in my mind, it's been a long time.
What's been your long-range vision of Michigan State? It's
been a long time.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's probably been talking to him for weeks, And I mean, to his credit, Oregon State they've been looking good, pretty good overall the entirety of the season. So, I mean, it's easy to be like, you know what, this is what impacted this last game, or who knows? They would have lost anyway against Oregon, for being honest. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he could have been 100,000% focused. They're not going to win that game. Maybe they play a little better. I make that argument. I don't know. Again, when people lose, I said this before, we always got to point out and find the reasons of why they lost and what happened and what they lacked in. But for me, man, as a player, I would have been in my feelings. Looking at it from a standpoint of like being an analyst now and outside of the game, it's just part of the business, man. I remember Ball State, or my sophomore year, I think we were 10-2. Really one of our best seasons we've had. We're going to a bowl game. And before the bowl game, during that break between the end of the season and bowl games, sometimes it might be a month then before you play. Our offensive coordinator got hired to another job. And I can't remember why this works. Maybe you can explain this to me. But for some reason, sometimes when you get hired at the end of the season, they need you to come like now down there. Like, so basically, he left, went to the new school, and was not with us for our bowl game. At that time, man, I was pissed off. We ended up losing. And the offensive coordinator was really good. We had a really good offense that year at Ball State. His mind was incredible, and not having them in a lot of our eyes was the reason why we lost that game, because our quarterback coach at the time had to, within a month, become the offensive coordinator, and that's not fair to him. You know what I'm saying? There's no diss towards him. Just like, I mean, that ain't your role. At the time I was mad, but again, looking back now, it's like you gotta do what's best for your family, man. Like, and I look at it the same way for players when it comes to transfer portal and NIL. Same thing with coaches. You got to do what's best for you. And if John Smith got the opportunity to go coach at Michigan State, which I know they've been kind of bad the last couple of years, but overall, Michigan State is kind of became like a little bit of a powerhouse in football. You know what I'm saying? Like, they every year for a while, like growing up in high school, even early college, Michigan State was one of those teams to beat in the Big Ten. They beat in the Big Ten championship, very often. So to go there with all the resources that you'll have and to really just better yourself, I can't blame Jonathan Smith for doing that. Like, what's he supposed to do? Does not accept the job because he's already got one? Like, nah. This is the business we're in, to elevate, to grow, and I can't blame him at all.
Yeah. I don't know. It's I'm about the kids. I just don't know if I could do it. Because this is the issue I have. Like, I would have talked to them way long ago and been like, look, dog, this conference is over. It's done. And I would have switched it away where them guys were all in, and I was all in until that season ended. I learned a long time ago in this profession, if you got really, I know loyalty doesn't mean shit in this profession, but if you are a loyal human to humans, and those humans are the kids you recruited, by the way. I have an oath that I took with myself when I bought in and got into coaching year one. And that was never shop a job on a job. That was my oath. And I would fire a coach that would shop a job on a job. If I had a coach on my job, on my staff, and I found out he was interviewing for jobs, and I promote my coaches. Trust me, 13 of them I got D1 jobs for. But holler at me, and then we'll figure a way to go about it. I'm not going to ever say, oh, keep you here. Fuck that. You can't. I'll fire you right now if you're going to take a better job. Whatever, right? No, there's ways to go about it, though. If you don't talk to me about it and I find out from a AD calling me saying, hey, we interviewed Darnell last week, and I'm like, really? As we got ready for our conference championship? Really? I'm firing you, dog. It is what it is. Like, keep it real and be real, and I'll help you. I'll promote the shit out of you. But also, if it's not working and I know you're about to take a job, then we're gonna mutually depart ways too, because you're not all in here either. And it's not fair to my kids to have a half-ass coach. You know what I mean? So it's deep. It's deep. We got Matt on. We gotta get Matt on here real quick. I don't know how long we got. Matt, what's up?
Good morning.
Hey, have you talked to Whitlock's group? They're trying to reach you. They're saying they can't reach you.
I've been texting with the guy all morning. If he's saying he can't reach me, he can't read a text message.
All right, so let's see here.
Hey, Matt is straightforward and blunt. He ain't no joking. Ain't no. I've been texting him all morning. Either he can't read it or he can't.
I mean,
you don't have Skype. You don't have Skype, huh?
I don't have. Not at the moment.
Yeah, I didn't have it either. I had to download it. It's easy. You could download it on your phone if you want. So Matt may be on Whitlock today. For everybody out there, make sure you watch Whitlock.
Matt don't fuck around, man. He's just straightforward this way.
All right, good. John Hadley's the guy who's probably hitting you up.
Thank you, John.
I want to see you on Whitlock.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, I'm sure it'll be interesting.
You can download it, Matt. You can download.
Yeah, Matt. Come on, Matt. Get Bree. Get the crew. Get the homies. Get you fucking download Skype. I hate Skype. Oh fuck, I can't stand it. But that's how they do it. Hey, Jonathan Smith to Michigan State. Let's dive into brass tacks here. Do you like how he went about it? Steve Kim and I said the night before, I said, look, I truly think if Oregon State's flat, that they know that he's leaving. And obviously, I think they knew that he was leaving. And then the next morning, he's named the head coach. So obviously, it's been out there in the universe for some weeks now. Where are you at with this approach to the business, I guess, side of it?
I mean, what do you expect the guy to do? He's going to be, his salary's almost doubled. He gets to bring his whole staff. I wonder how many players he takes. Oregon State is now in the Mountain West. So I'm sorry, Oregon State. You're a great team. You beat CU this year. You have an unbelievable culture. I love what he's done there. I think it's awesome. But if you're at a Mountain West school and Michigan State offers you the job, you are no longer at a Mountain West school. So I don't understand how people don't understand this, especially the Oregon State people. Like, I'm sorry that your coach left. Get out of the Mountain West, and if Oregon State was going to the Big Ten or the Big 12, I doubt he would leave. He loves that place. It's his alma mater. It's his alma mater. So he played quarterback there and shit. So yeah, and they were good. Like, he didn't just play there when they were shitty. He played there throwing the ball to Ocho Cinco and shit and winning Fiesta Bowls. So
yeah, he's
a quality coach, and he should not be getting he shouldn't be getting beat up for this. Everybody would do this. Everyone.
I don't get it. I don't get the beat up part of it. I don't agree with, and I know Jonathan very well. I don't agree with, I just hope, and I don't know, I hope that he addressed the players and team going into it. Like, hey man, listen, our league's folding. I may be leaving. I may be approached by another school. If that was the case, which I think he would have done, then I have no issue at all. But if they found out, when everyone found out the morning after getting beat by Oregon, then they already knew. And it's a sad day, and this is the profession it is. There's no loyalty in this business.
The NCAA does this too. Again, all these stupid fucking rules that the NCAA has just make it so coaches can't get hired or fired until after the bowl games are over. and do it in like a month-long place where on this day everybody can start firing coaches, and on this day everybody needs to stop hiring coaches unless something happens.
So we got to buzz through all this shit going on. There's a lot that happened already this morning. But the thumbnail's Michigan. I saw you posting a few things about your kids. I couldn't be happier for a group that I give 2 squirts of piss about in Michigan or Harbaugh. I couldn't be happier for a guy that I don't even get along with, which is why I like calling myself real. I'm rooting for Michigan to win the whole fucking thing. I just love the people out there that really think these sign-stealing conspiracy theorists are really, really a fucking meaningful thing. Guess what? They out-physicaled Ohio State, and you didn't need a sign still. You didn't need a sign still to do that. So they're clearly the better team. Do you think that Michigan's America's team right now? Because we love a fucking outlaw.
Michigan is a real football players team right now. Like if you're a real one and you're like Michigan stealing signs, I'm like, all right, you are definitely either just not a player or you're a fan or you're just on Twitter all the time. But if you're one of these, somebody that's like, this is all bullshit. Like everyone steals signs and it's about physical toughness, and we'll see what happens, because they were stealing signs when they fucking ran the ball 32 times against Penn State. And they were stealing signs when they manhandled Ohio State in the Big House. And I know it was a close game, but, bro, that last drive, I mean, even losing Zenther, who's a monster, even losing him, that last drive, they ran the ball, like, down Ohio State's throat the entire length of the fucking field, right down 60's ass. Like, right up Nugent's ass, just A-gap. They were pulling the guard. He was cap walking the nose tackle and just wedging him, and they were running right behind him. So Ohio State knew that shit was coming. They ate 6 minutes off the clock and gave them nothing to respond with. So I don't see how that's sign stealing. That's just we're bigger, stronger, and tougher than you are. And you know what? When I saw the video come out of Ohio State pregame shooting jumpers and dancing and shit, like I understand the skill players are different, but what the fuck are y'all doing? Like you're at the Big House, dog. Like, can we focus up a little bit? And like, I don't know, man. It's not surprising to me that the tougher team won when I see shit like that.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier.
I'll say this though. Ryan Day should not be fired.
I mean, it's look. I say that I think he's doing a job that a lot of guys before him has done, but who are you going to get to do better? Like, who the fuck's out there?
Mike Vrabel.
Like,
Mike Vrabel.
Maybe.
I saw a tweet or something from like an Ohio State fan actually defending Ryan Day, like saying, like, listen, he hasn't been perfect. We can all agree to that. But godly, he's lost 7 games in like total in like 5 years.
John Cooper won like 11 games 3 years in a row and lost 3 years in a row to Michigan. And they said later.
Yeah.
So
and listen,
I wouldn't be surprised if they fired him, but I also don't think that he should lose his job. Give him an opportunity now to dig out of this hole. Remember, Harbaugh lost to Michigan or lost to Ohio State like 4 years in a row.
Thank you.
So, like, let's see if he can dig out of this hole now. That's what rivalry games are all about, man. I'm just glad that this is a rivalry again, because for 14 years straight, I think Ohio State just beat the shit out of Michigan. So I'm glad it's back.
Yeah, me too. Can we pound the likes, man? Over 1,000 people in here. We only got 200 fucking likes. Are you shitting me? Pound the like, man. Fuck. Or get the fuck out of here. How are you motherfucking lazy ass pussies not pounding the like button? I gotta ask you something, Big Matt, Big Smitty.
That's how you get them.
We had Tank Johnson on before you. Tank Johnson, great D lineman. He loves you, by the way, too. We always talk, and he loves the show. He watches it all the time. He was on for almost an hour, and we were talking about, get the fuck out of my nuts, dude.
Whoa.
Fucking Ash.
Friendly show.
So we got a lot going on here this morning, man. Fuck. We gotta overcome. I got to ask you, Big Matt, we got all these firings. Frank Reich was fired this morning.
Frank Reich was fired?
This morning?
Yeah.
What? They just hired his ass. Carolina's terrible. Why would they fire him? This is why Carolina's a joke.
I know. I mean, Matt, you had a guy last year fully bought in by the players that they fucking fucking let go, who's now the DC in the Niners, and guess what? Their defense is ranked top 3. And guess what? Wilkes had the buy-in of the team, and you got rid of his ass. And now you got – my question to you, though, is this. Because you passed on C.J. Stroud, who's having an MVP type of season, and you got Bryce Young, who looks like, incompetence, is that the number one reason for the firing? Is that the one reason for the firing, in your opinion?
Again, do we really know Bryce Young is bad, or is he just surrounded by shitty offensive linemen? And
thank you,
Matt. He just got here. Trevor Lawrence was a joke when he started. AR5 can't even stay healthy. That's not a knock. Relax. Like usually.
Don't tell him relax. Fuck that.
Usually rookie quarterbacks struggle a little bit. C.J. Stroud is the enigma. That guy's different.
By the way, Minshew has the Colts in the fucking playoff hunt.
Yeah, Minshew is first of all, Minshew is your starting quarterback, and Minshew should be your starter next year too.
No, he shouldn't be a starter next year. No, he shouldn't.
Then Minshew will go.
Be in the same position with AR5 playing. Stop it.
Then Minshew will go to Tennessee and beat you and keep you out of the playoffs because
great O-line, top 10 defense, great running game with JT. Like I told you in the beginning, he should have been paid, and you see fucking why yesterday.
And Minshew is the quarterback, and AR5's an athlete.
That's why we're winning games. Minshew is not making mistakes.
I love
He's playing
Minshew.
solid. Shout out to Minshew. Let's stop it. Continue.
Racist. RACCIISSS. Racist. Look at his fucking goggles. Take them off. Stop with the fucking bullshit.
So why did they release Darius Leonard? And how does that guy not have a job?
I want to know.
I heard he's meeting with the Cowboys here soon. But he had that bad back injury last year, missed most of the season, came back this year. They were kind of slowly bringing him back. He wasn't getting the same amount of reps as he wanted. He was frustrated about it. But being real, man, I love Shaq Leonard, man, but he just doesn't look the same after his back injury. If I'm being honest,
when you hurt I'll tell you one thing.
Franklin right now.
As a guy who's got a 5-level cage fusion in his back and got like 45 minutes of sleep last night, because my fucking legs were like twitching and it sucks balls.
Ooh.
When you hurt the middle of your body, bro, when you hurt your hips or your back, your days are fucking numbered, period. Like, I don't care who you are, what position you play, it's over. Like, I saw that Guyton kid last night. He went up for a pass and got hit, or Aguilar got hit right in the lower back. And he was holding his back, walking off, and I was like, well, welcome to it, skill player.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, that's
it sucks.
He was pretty fucking dominant for a couple of years.
All pro, like 3 years, I think, 3 or 4 years. It was like him and Fred Warner we were having conversations about, honestly. And now it sucks. He's good in the community too. So like it sucks. But
the Colts have so many of those coulda, woulda, shoulda. Think about Bob Sanders.
Yeah. Oh man,
bro, you remember Bob Sanders? Holy fuck! Bob Sanders played so hard he hurt himself.
Fucking dog, 5'8", all fucking muscle,
just fucking killing people.
I gotta show this and get your take, dude.
Yeah, I got like 12 more minutes.
Give us 13.
13.
All right, cool.
No, 12's fine because we got to take him. He got cut by the team and he's in the press box and they're showing highlight videos of him. He's happy as shit.
It's a good dude, man. Like,
wait, he's at the game after they cut him?
Yeah,
that was yesterday
in the suite. It's all love. Like, listen,
no, it's not, dog.
We take care of our own, man. We take care of our own, bro.
Time out. Time the fuck out. As a guy who got cut 14 times in 6 years and had to change positions, there is no love. This is a mercenary business. That looks like some fucking Homer shit to me. There's no fucking way. If you cut me the week before, you want me and my family to come to the game and sit in the box and let you put me on the big screen and do a tribute? Man,
Thank you.
Fuck you.
Fuck
you, Ursay. Fuck the Colts. No way. No
way. For the Colts, man. We take care of our people, man. That's why it's
Smitty, are you shitting me, Smitty? You got to take these fucking goggles off, man.
Matt played for the shitty Broncos and the shitty Jets. They don't take care of you. The Colts take care of their people, man.
Whoa. Time out. What did you just say? Now you can make fun of the Jets all you want, but what?
I know the Broncos. I know. I'm talking shit. I'm just
the
saying.
Broncos run circles around the Colts organization. Don't even start talking shit. Every fucking
y'all
Colt
took our quarterback. That's why I got beef with you. You took my quarterback.
Yeah, well, you guys cut him, stupid. And we took your quarterback twice, too, dummy. We took Elway and we took Manning.
Fuck
if you're lucky, we're going to take the next one, too, so you better fucking shut up. Yeah, how are you, JB?
Hey, Smitty got to take his fucking goggles off on this show sometimes. Like, Matt came on and was like, gave some real talk about his alma mater last week. And
everybody got mad at me, too.
Still can't take off your fucking goggles.
Why do I gotta have goggles on anytime I don't agree with your ass? Like, why is it either I agree with you or I got goggles on? Like, I can't have my own opinion. What the hell? Having my own opinion, I mean I got goggles on.
When are you gonna keep it real about the Colts stuff?
What am I keeping it real about?
Like, they cut this motherfucker, and this motherfucker's now in the arena. You know how bad that looks? I would never show my motherfucking ass up there. Get the fuck out of here. I'm going to go play. I want to go play for the Titans. I want to beat your ass next week.
Yeah, let's be real. I didn't see fucking Randy Gregory get traded and go to the game and sit in the press box.
Because Randy Gregory wasn't no legend with them. Like Shaq Leonard, we got a lot of respect. Right? He's 3-4 time All-Pro with us. Like the reason why he's leaving is not because we fucking hate him. He just
honor
got
him while
injured.
he's on the team.
He got injured.
Honor him on the team.
When he played.
Why don't you just say he's going on IR for the rest of the year, and here's our tribute video, and we're going to cut him at the end of the season, and he's going to be a linebacker correspondent for us the rest of the year. Don't just cut him and then be like, hey, come to the game.
Because they respect him enough to give him the opportunity to get picked up by someone else and continue to play this year. Put him on IR means he can't even fucking play the next 4 weeks.
So they respect. Okay, that's fine. That's cool.
All right, moving on. Smitty just is going to have goggles on forever.
If I don't agree with, Chad, if I don't agree with JB, I got goggles on. Just let y'all know.
I got goggles on every day. It's okay.
It ain't just me. All right, I got to ask you guys both this fine. This fine happened. I'm on
change the play. Kill.
I'm going to rewind this play 1,000 times.
Yeah, see if you can find the fine.
Yeah, exactly. So we're looking at the top of the screen, everybody. I'm on St. Brown.
See if you can find it, you fuck.
He's going to come down and oh my God.
That's $48,000 right there, by the way.
Hold on,
I don't get it. Where is
it? Hey, so look, dude, and I'd imagine this is where you're going with this, but this is Thanksgiving. It's at the top of the screen, Schmitty. He just runs into the safety. He's trying to crack back the safety, and they say that he goes in with his head down. It's not a penalty. They fined him $48,000 for this hit. Look, I thought yesterday in college football in the Colorado-Utah game, they took 3 touchdowns off the board because of refs, and they were terrible calls. They were not because of CU. There were multiple fuck-ups in the Iron Bowl, like missing them, ripping the dude's helmet off on a face mask, and just terrible fucking placement calls, like giving Alabama first downs when they're easily a yard short. The refs yesterday in the NFL games were on the take. I'm just saying it. I understand that FanDuel and DraftKings and PointsBet and all these, now they're running the NFL pretty much, but they were on the refs were on the take, bro. Yesterday was the most ridiculously ref fucking games I've ever seen. It's like they were trying to play into the narratives that they were feeding the media before games. Like the Bronco-Brown game was, the Browns defense is notoriously the best defense we've ever seen. And I'm sitting there like, ever seen the Browns fucking defense is the best defense we've ever seen? I watched them go to Indianapolis this year and give up 40 fucking points. The best defense ever. And then I feel like the refs tried to give them the game multiple times. The Browning hit was not a penalty. If you throw and you're fully extended on the run and I hit you right when you throw the ball and it doesn't touch your face, that is not a penalty. They gave him 15 on that. And you know what? I'm with it. And Bailey, you need to cut this because this is a fact. I tell my guys every fucking day, and I told them this morning, I'm going to tell them again this afternoon. You get one a game. And Browning, brother, you use yours right. Because when that quarterback rolled out like that and threw it and exposed himself, you ran through his motherfucking chest. You didn't hit him in the head. You didn't drive him into the ground, but you damn sure ran him over. He got up bleeding and concussed and had to leave, and they put in the backup, and Denver ran through them like shit through a fucking goose. So if you look in today's National Football League, no more of this. Like if I'm telling defenders right now, and this Weddle has told me this, fucking Steve Atwater told me this, Chad Muma for the Jaguars, his jersey's sitting right here. Check this out, dog. Check this out. Look what my boy Chad sent me.
Ooh, that's
brand
fire.
new, spanking new Dungeon Family rep at the back. Thank you for all you do. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. That's why we do it. That's why we grind. But like every single defensive player I know, they all complain about this. Kareem Jackson suspended again for 4 games for being physical. Like, if we're just going to be the National Foo-Foo League, we need to add an extra F. This is not a fucking penalty. He drills his ass. But again, if you think this is a penalty, you're not really supposed to be watching football.
What's
you're part of the fucking problem. And there's people in Broncos country that are like mad at Browning for the hit and think Kareem Jackson should be like cut. And I'm like sitting here like, how can you, as a fan of this team that's had players on it, and I'm just going to name a few like Dennis Smith and Steve Atwater and TJ Ward and Darian Stewart and Al Wilson and shit. How can you actually look at these guys and be like, wow, they're dirty, they shouldn't be playing? What do you want to blow them a fucking kiss? If he doesn't run through the quarterback, then he's really soft. Because I watched Teddy Bridgewater head duck Darius Slay on that same field, and they benched his ass the next week. He never got another snap. And I know he's a quarterback, but he could have made a tackle.
You know what we got going? You know what we're going to see?
There's a toughness problem, bro.
Yeah, it is. You know what we're going to see, Matt? We're going to see the
players,
and run right by you and try to scare the quarterback into
I think the way I would teach it is like I'm running full speed with my hands out, and I'm just going to run into him and push him as hard as I fucking can and run the other way. Like, and if I'm telling you, if he throws the ball at all, don't touch his ass. Just do whatever you can to roll off and get out of the way. Like, one thing that I don't see a lot of is when, like in this circumstance, if you put the Browning hip back up, he should have his inside hand up, screaming past at him in his vision. And it might keep DTR from throwing the ball a little bit too, and he might be able to tackle him. But if his right hand is up and he throws the ball on the right and he's yelling pass, which is what you're taught to do when you're chasing a quarterback like this with an angle towards the sideline. He can't use it. You don't use your outside hand because then he can transfer inside when he pump fakes you. You use your inside hand, so when he transfers inside, you have something to grab him with and tackle him. So I just think that, like,
shoulder right here. He's a right-handed.
It's all shoulder, bro. I don't know what the fuck he's supposed to do right here. I think it's a terrible call.
It's unbelievable. Denver's playing as good as anybody. They're right in the middle of this whole thing. Yes, I said it. Sean Payton is a fucking coach of the year. From what he's done, right now. What he's doing
I'll
there.
eat some crow, bro. They're balling the fuck out, and I'm happy to see it because after they had 70 put on them, I was like, okay, nuke this motherfucker right now. And now it's like they got rid of some turds and changed some things up and started running the football. Russell Wilson still looks shitty at times, but you know, like you're wearing a major league shirt, and I really respect that about you. But in that movie, the 2 Japanese guys that do the ground crew, whenever all the dudes are like, hey,
they're good, but still
bad.
shitty.
Yeah, these guys are too fucking bad. And then they're like pounding second base. And he's like, hi, still shitty. He's still shitty, but he's not as shitty. And
I don't know if I agree. Here's the thing. I got to tell you this, though. You don't hear him no more. You don't see weird fucking videos.
Weird.
Sean Payton has changed the entire fucking operation there, and the culture has changed, and Russell Wilson knows he's the culprit of it, and he has to buy in, and he's bought in, and he's doing enough, in my opinion. He's doing enough. I just think you need more production from Judy. Sean Payton, I'm surprised, has kept him, so he must see something in there.
Sutton is
but
that
guy. God, Sutton and Russell Wilson have become one of the best combos in football. Let's be honest.
When they run the ball like they did yesterday against the best defense in NFL history, laughable. When they run the ball like that, if Sutton dropped a wide open touchdown yesterday, that would have been like 7 games in a row that he has a tutty. and they didn't really play well on offense, and they put up 29 points. So I'm telling you, this is the MO for Denver, and this is always the way they win. If you get a lead in Denver and you get to sick pass rushers on people because they know how to fucking draft and bring in pass rushers, bro. I mean, they brought in Randy Gregory and Frank Clark, and then by week 4, those two assholes were gone and on other teams for draft picks. And Browning and Agent Zero, and even Zach Allen's playing up. He got a safety yesterday. Like they're balling. So look, I'm with it, man. I think they go to Houston next week, and both of those teams are on the outside looking in right now at 6-5. So de facto, the Houston game next week is a fucking playoff game in Houston. So that's going to be a massive game that they moved up to the 11 o'clock window so everybody could watch it, I guess. That pass to Troutman right there was a fucking rocket. I mean, Russ looks like things are good. Things are good at the Wilson household. I'm happy for him.
I mean, listen, people ain't pointing this out, but his wife Sierra is pregnant with another child, and sometimes that added motivation, I'm just saying, can play a role and go out there and getting that money.
Hey, like I always used to say,
you got to prepare for your future, right, Smitty?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Hey,
sure
ain't no future in your front.
God, dude, we're such assholes.
Hey, Matt, Evel's about to come on.
We just got in 3 subtle shots. Fuck you guys, man.
Hey, Matt, you need to figure out fucking Skype for your own self and for future operations.
Yeah, I'm going to download the app, dude.
Just
download
it.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, do it and
do it like right now.
Hey,
right now.
Both of you.
Tell the like and Matt to download
Skype.
There
you go. That's
right
a good
now.
idea.
Everybody, right now.
Right now.
1, 2, 3, download.
Sorry.
Hey, Matt, I look to see you.
Point.
Hey, don't cuss.
Don't cuss.
Don't cuss. You can say
don't cuss.
You can say ass and damn. That's it. Ass and damn.
I can't say motherfucker. Jason,
it's a big show. Hey, it's a big show. You want to promote 6-0. Don't cuss. And
this motherfucker telling me not to cuss.
The irony, right? The irony.
So why did Twitter kick you off Twitter?
Because I cussed. Hey, Matt, you know what, though? It's funny. I got to watch porn all day on Twitter, though.
There's porn on Twitter?
Yes. Oh, full porn. Full porn.
Yes.
There's full porno on Twitter?
Twitter is probably the...
It's porn,
we'll talk offline. We'll talk offline.
It's
talk offline. I don't need a fucking porn hookup, Schmitty. Jesus Christ. I'm just saying. All I do is like post offers.
Hey, Pornhub is on Twitter.
Twitter worse than the porn sites.
Hey, man, don't say fuck, though. God forbid you say fuck. But you can show
shit.
But
damn it.
You can watch fucking, though. You can watch fucking, though. You can
it
watch
something else you did, JB, because people cuss on Twitter all the time.
Jason and I are going to have a great fucking interview, and I'm gonna turn up the honey sweet baritone, and I'm gonna serenade everybody listening to him. They're all gonna come to my side.
Big Mac gonna wait the whole show, and at the very end, he's gonna say,
or he's gonna get on and go, is Deion Sanders just a facade? And I'm gonna go, all right, Jason, it's fucking on.
But you know for a fact that question.
He's coming after my ass for Deion. I know he is.
You know that, so yeah, that's coming.
And look, I don't know I'm still trying to formulate my answer right now because.
Hey, be yourself. Don't be different. Be yourself. I don't think he's gonna come after you. He wants to get respect from all these different people because he has one step on his show every day, and he's supposed to be going to Colorado.
Huh.
He like, so Matt, tell me, why do you like Coach Prime? So is Coach Prime a fraud? Did he make
Jason, why are you talking so slow? I'm the one smoking dope.
And Matt, as always, you're on the show in about an hour. Make sure you head on over to Matt in an hour and watch his show from 0 to 60.
Pretty much all Buffs and Broncos this morning. So if you want to get my Buffalo opinion right there.
Hey, Tim Brewster's left, resigned. What do you have to say about
Resigned. There's going to be a ton of changeover too. We're going to talk about all that this morning. Some of the rumors I'm hearing, some of the players that might be coming in, some of the players that might be leaving. It's just like this is what it is. So
save that for your show.
The fucking Wild West is about to hit.
Yeah, it is. Go check it out right after this. Appreciate you, Matt, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Later, boys.
Peace.
Woo!
Right.
It's been a loaded show, man. I ain't had a chance to stretch my shoulder out. I ain't had a chance to crack my neck, say a prayer.
We got 1,100 in here. We just had 1,200 and we got 300 likes. Like, you bullshitting me.
JB, they watch the show to troll you. They don't like you, JB. I'm trying to tell you.
I know that. But
They don't like, the fans don't like you, JB. Hell, I don't like you. I'm just playing.
You ain't got to like me, but damn.
We don't like each other, JB. I mean, that's just what it is.
Respect my gangster.
They respect your gangster. They respect it. You know what I mean? So
hey, we got a lot to still go through, though. We had all these guests on for lengthy periods.
Let's go. I'm fucking loaded. I've been off for 4 or 5 days. I'm ready to go. I wasn't supposed to be here today.
I don't like your attitude been like real low though. Like your energy's horrible. I don't know.
My energy is extremely high right now. My energy is crazy high. What are you talking about? You already stole my laugh.
I thought you've been getting owned on the show. I thought Matt owned you. I thought Tank owned you. I've dominated you all show. Like I'm trying to find out where your energy's at.
It ain't been no motherfucking debate show yet. It's been interviews. If you want to debate, we can debate.
This is the best debate show on planet Earth, by the way. We debate. We agree. We disagree. We agree. We disagree. It is a debate show. That's what it is. You don't got to agree. But I still invite Smitty over. He don't come over though. But I invite him. I mean,
JB, I've been on your house hella times this year. I didn't make it to last event.
I just want you to ask everybody that attended Thanksgiving and ask them. I smoked a $200 prime rib. I smoked and fried a turkey each. Fried a turkey, smoked a ham. The best sweet potatoes you've ever had, according to about eight people. The best garlic mashed potatoes you've ever had. All
they did look good as hell. They look fire.
All homemade, by the way. Of course, from scratch. If you guys want recipes, drop $100 super chat now. I'll drop you a recipe for each item because we're broke. We need to get Smitty out the hood. We got to get this show into a studio. We're trying to get to a studio. We want to do this shit live and in person. But it is what it is. All right, Smitty, up next. Washington needs a last-second field goal to beat Washington State in the Apple Cup. They get it done. They stay undefeated. I got to ask you, here's a scenario I want to debate with you real quick. Let's say Washington wins and they beat Oregon. They stay undefeated.
Yep.
Let's say Florida State wins and they stay undefeated. Okay. And Bama beats Georgia. And Texas wins. Are we going to see 4 teams that don't include an SEC representative in the playoff? Can you really keep Bama or Georgia out? So will you have a Michigan, Washington, Florida State, and Texas in the Final Four? I'm just saying, if this really happens, think about it. That is going to be a very, very, very interesting committee on come Sunday.
You know what's crazy, man? What I think would happen, even if they win, I think Florida State doesn't get in. And it's crazy. I know they will be undefeated. It would sound crazy that an undefeated team wouldn't make it in, but they don't have their quarterback, man. And we saw how they struggle with Florida. I don't think they're going to beat Louisville. Let me put that out there right now. But in the event that they do beat them, we saw how they just struggle with Florida. They're not a top 4 team without their quarterback for sure. They might not be top 14 even with them, but without them, they damn sure not top 14. So if the scenario happens that you just threw out, what I think would happen is I think Texas and Bama gets in. I think Bama will be number 4, Texas will be number 3, Washington number 2, and Michigan number 1. That's what I think would happen in that scenario, because they would look at it like, damn, Bama just beat the number 1 team in the country, but Texas did beat them, so we got to get them both love. Michigan and Washington, that's not even a conversation. They're both in. They've been undefeated all year. Washington undefeated in the Pac-12 this year is a lot. Michigan, most dominant team. You know what I'm saying? Big Ten chat. Like, them 2 teams are solidified. I think it's the last two spots that would get real interesting and real tricky when you're trying to decide who goes in. If Georgia loses, although we might think Georgia's still a top 14, you can't put them in front of Bama when Bama just beat them. And then if Texas beat Bama, although it was the beginning of the year, I don't see how the hell you just put Bama in there and I put Texas in there. So I just
let me throw this scenario. Bama beats Georgia, and Washington loses to Oregon.
Ooh, no, okay.
And Florida State loses to Louisville.
Okay.
Do you put Ohio State back in it?
Yes, you do. Because now
you keep Georgia. And now you still have two SEC teams. Georgia hasn't lost in 3 years. Like, let's just be honest. They lose the last game of the season to Michigan. You really think the committee's keeping Georgia out?
Man.
No, Georgia. I'm saying if Georgia hasn't lost in 3 years. They lose the last game of the year to Bama.
Yeah. That's all
Are you really going to think the committee's keeping Georgia out? I mean, I find it hard-pressed to figure. Because it's about money, dog. I don't believe Florida State's going to sell without a quarterback, number one. I don't think they're going to sell. I think Oregon and Washington sells because of their quarterback. I think this is going to come down to the Heisman, even though I think Jaden Daniels is the Heisman Trophy winner this year. I truly believe that.
Yeah, but he ain't going to win now, though, because of the situation. So it's going to be between Michael Penix and Bo Nix.
We don't know. But it could come. Penix has not played well in the last 3 weeks. Last 3 games, I've seen him be really mid, and that's kind of what I've been telling you about the transformation from here to NFL. But it's about money. Do you really keep Bama and Georgia out, or even a one-loss Ohio State if Washington were to lose? I think it's about money, man. I think Georgia, Bama draw. I think Oregon, Washington. I think Oregon would draw if they won, but then they're Pac-12 champ in arguably the best conference all year long. Do you keep them out?
Nah, Oregon got to get in. If Oregon beats Washington, I think the winner of that game is in. I think the winner of the SEC championship game is in. I think Michigan's going to be in. They're nowhere they're losing. And then
I don't know how Oregon gets in, dog. Let's say Oregon's the only team that wins. How you putting them in? Who you putting them in? Are you gonna put them in over one-loss Texas, 0-loss Florida State? Are you gonna put them in over one-loss Georgia? Are you gonna put them in over one-loss Ohio State? It's gonna be interesting. I think Oregon is playing well, but I would not want to be this committee, dog.
I think it's like, what have you done for me lately, though? Like we alluded to earlier, if Oregon wins and everybody else loses, you can't tell me that Oregon's going to be out again. Especially you're being a team that's been undefeated all year long, and Washington, who we got ranked as a top 4 team right now, you beat them in the championship game, and you're not in. I don't know. I think the one team that's not getting in regardless is Florida State. I'm gonna be real with you. I think they lost their quarterback. Committee's not gonna put them in. I think Michigan gets in. I think either Bama or Georgia gets in. I think the winner of Oregon and Washington gets in. And then that 4th spot is interesting. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be for Ohio State could kind of sneak in and get that 4th spot. I can see that happening, because they played well. It's not like Michigan beat their ass. Like they were right there in the game, went down to the last drive. So, there's an argument that Ohio State's still a top 4 team. You know what I mean?
Remember, TCU got in last year after losing their title game.
Yeah, they did. So,
which I thought was atrocious. I thought Alabama should have been in. But
let me ask you this though: just brass tacks, keeping it real. Who's the top 4 teams in the country? No order. Just who's the best 4 teams? Fuck the wins, fuck the record. Just knowing football.
Right now.
I'm
gonna say Michigan, Georgia. I'm gonna say Alabama just because of Nick Saban and they've won 10 in a row.
Auburn was right. Come on now.
But look, so was Washington State, so was Georgia Tech, so was Ohio State. Come on, it's rivalry week. I don't believe rivalry week's gonna take I don't believe rivalry week's gonna have a huge implication on this because it's rivalry week. So they're not gonna look at Washington, Georgia, Alabama as. I'm just so glad Alabama won that game because I would not want to see Alabama play Georgia for nothing.
Yeah.
Right. Because then if Bama did beat Georgia, they still weren't going to get in, and Georgia probably still would get in. So
I don't know, because a 2-loss Bama team beat Georgia. That's a bad loss now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but then it's like that's TCU last year though.
So it sounds like you think no matter what, Georgia's in.
I do, man. I think Georgia's in no matter what. Some way they're going to keep one of those fucking SEC teams in regardless. There's no way. There's no way Bama wins and Georgia and Bama don't get in. Because that's a possibility. Like, what if everyone wins and Bama beats Georgia? Are you going to put Bama in over Texas? Who beat them? Dog, there's too much drama out there. I don't even want to think about it. But it's deep. Let me ask you this. The next topic here, did Mike Stoops say no to A&M, or did A&M say no to him because of social media displeasure on fans' displeasure on social media?
It's a tough one. I think Stoops said no to them. I think he just saw, he probably saw the backlash. He probably thought it through, thought about the pressure that will come with that role. And if the team's not 11-1, 12-0 in year one, they're going to be calm for his job immediately. You know, there's certain jobs where they look great on paper, but it's so much pressure where it's like, damn, if you're not undefeated or, top 10 team in the country or whatever, your job might be on the line. I mean, we're talking about Ryan Day right now being fired. They're 11-1.
Yeah, I'm so disgusted, dog. I'm disgusted by social media. I swear to God, I want to get off social media so bad. Social media is a disgusting place. It is what it is. I just think it is. The issue I have is, like, this guy's fucking beat everybody except for Georgia and a natty and Michigan 3 years now. Like, other than that, the guy goes undefeated every year. He wins every, 10, 11 games a year. Listen, I'm not a Ryan Day fan, but I do believe, he's basically kept it par for the course for being at Ohio State. Ohio State automatically is going to get 10 wins a year. It is what it is. Every coach that ever coached there has proven that is the case. Now, are you going to find someone better, though? Like, you guys are so finicky and fair weather. Like, you lose one game and then fire the coach, and then you're going to go hire fucking Frank Reich and fire his ass halfway through the season because you guys get what you asked for. Be careful what you ask for. And I think social media is becoming this clown show, man, where people just believe everything you hear. And it's like, fuck me, man. Administrations are thinking of what this social media has to say, taking that into account now. To me, it's sad. It's a sad day. All right, Big Smitty. Florida kid. I made a video. It's got 2 million views right now on Twitter from yesterday. I don't know if you've seen it. I did a little video.
Disgusting.
You don't have my video, Bailey, that I did?
That's wild. I saw your video online.
Where you at with this? Let's get the young person perspective first.
Man, that dude, I don't know what the situation is, whatever, but you tripping, bro. You don't never put your hands on the coach. And yeah, I'm saying put your hands on the coach. Yeah, he ain't hit him in his face, but you don't hit the coach's arm off and then like storm off to the field like everything's fucking fine and dandy. That's disrespectful. That's one of your, and I don't, was that the head coach? That wasn't the head coach, was it? Who was that?
It was probably a grad assistant or somebody.
It might be a grad assistant, but at the end of the day, it's still a coach. It's respect. You know what I'm saying? You don't hit your coach's hand off. I get it. You in the midst of in the football game, probably was something crazy going on right then and there. You were hot, but even if you did it, as soon as you notice that it's a coach that's holding you, you gotta be like, "Oh, my fault, coach. I'm tripping. I ain't know." You know what I'm saying? Like I thought it was a player. Like I don't know. I just spazzed out for a second. The fact that he hit his arm off, looked at him, saw who it was, and just stormed to the field, it's just everything was cool. That's no respect at all. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the other situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I you can't do that. The fact that you even have the mindset that was okay, that to me is the bigger problem. Like, I wouldn't even thought to do that to a coach. I wouldn't even thought to like hit a coach up off of me, and especially in that scenario. The coach wasn't like doing nothing crazy. He didn't like snatch him up. He just was holding him back for whatever reason he was holding him back for.
It was probably a substitution, or we all.
Right.
All right. right.
Go. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or all right. Hold on. Let's see the penalty.
Yep.
Go. We might hold you. Hey, dog, it's nickel. No. You come on. Let's go. Safety, go.
Yeah, exactly.
Dog, it's becoming more and more like first of all, I got to look at leadership. Number one. Number two, I love on these videos, the comments that the people defending this kid are clearly the young generation who are allowed to do this shit every single day at home with no parent or family or structure. So these are the kids out there talking shit on my post. Well, I saw Malik Henry. What'd you see? You saw an edited video. By the way, Malik Henry's been on my show, homie. Like, let's bring him on. He'll tell you. This is a kid I've had around me since he was a fucking 8-year-old. So there's a difference. Don't get it twisted and look at an edited fucking Netflix show and think this is the norm. Go talk to the players, dog. Go ask the kids. Go DM them. It's not hard. Not very hard. Like in today's world on social media. It's not fucking hard to find out the truth no more. So if you think I was allowing that shit because the way Malik and I argued back and forth, then you have the game fucked up. You don't understand how this.
And that's JUCO too. I do want to say it's a little different, in my opinion, with a JUCO team and situation than like a traditional D1 team. It's called last chance youth for a reason. These players are fucked up in some way or fashion. So to me, the communication is going to be a little different, in my opinion, than it will be at the next. This
is the last chance,
right?
So like here, that happened, right? That happened. Bailey Worth, okay, that happened. And then I did a video that went viral.
I wish a motherfucker would knock the hand of a coach off. This is the problem. You either coach it or you allow it.
Here's the reason I did that video. Because this wasn't the only thing that happened during that game, Smitty. This happened.
Disgusting. This is what I'm talking. This is disgusting.
So this motherfucker spit on a dude, full go, blah. It's on tape. We saw it. You coach it or allow it. And this is not just a one incident thing, dog. This is a culture. Billy Napier, in my opinion, my humble opinion, is over his head and he is getting dominated. The guy that spit came off the field, and how Billy Napier was talking to him was more of a, it's okay, you just got to understand. Like, no. Motherfucker, get your sorry ass out of here. Take your bitch ass in the locker room. Coaches, escort his ass off here. The one that hit my young coach, how do you think those young coaches are going to look at you the next day in the staff meeting? Hey, coach, I don't know, but, Freddie hit me. I don't know if you noticed. Everybody else saw it, but you let him stay in the game and play? What the fuck? So you don't think he's lost the locker room, Weddle? Has this guy not lost the locker room? Hey, Weddle. Mike Stoops took the job. Lasted about a day.
One day? What happened with that? How you guys doing? Great Thanksgiving.
How you doing, Weddle?
Good to see you guys.
Hey, man. I don't know, Big E. I'm taking it. This coaching, allowing it and coaching and shit is getting to me, man. Kudos. I'm going to pay homage to Eric Weddle. I don't know how you're doing it, but you are doing it. Coaching these youngsters, man. I love what you do. Kudos to you. You got.
Are you letting players hit your arm, Weddle, on the sideline?
That would never happen. Never happen. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm telling you, it starts from the youth. It starts from 7-on-7. It starts from these coaches, the dancing pregame and huddling down the lines. And again, you become great at football by playing great football, not all the other antics. And it's just like, I'm all about having fun. I'm all about letting your personality shine. I'm just more so in the lane of celebrating in the locker room with your boys, or, you know, when you get off on the plane ride back from a huge road victory and you guys land, and then we're going to go out as a group. Like, that's the time to celebrate, and that's the time to let your person out. That's the time to dance and have fun and enjoy what you guys did together, not pregame. You haven't done anything yet. What are we doing? And then the mere fact of these guys, like, where is, I try to tell my kids, and anyone for that manner, I respect you to the fullest, right? You are a man, I'm a man. I'm going to treat you with the dignity and respect, and please treat me the same. I'm not going to talk down to you. I'm not going to degrade you, this and that. So for that to show out in a game where you're just going to disrespect your coach, I don't understand how that could even happen. I mean, that should be talked about the first day in meetings. Hey, by a show of hands, but raise your hand if you're going to be coachable and you're going to respect the way I coach you. If you don't raise your hand, then you need to get out. Like, seriously.
But I got something, like, this is taken for granted because the bar schools and the big social media platforms post shit like this, and everyone thinks it's cute and fun. But there's a real backstory to shit like what you're talking about. And take a look at this shit yesterday.
Oh my gosh. That is, guys, I kid you not. I kid you not. I'd be probably going to jail if that was my son. I'm not even joking. That is so beyond funny and joking. Like, if I'm that dad, you shouldn't be allowed to raise a son like that. But that's our society, and I just don't. I'm never gonna agree with that type of things. Like,
the sad part, Weddle? I guarantee you, I would bet dollars to dimes that the daddy told him to do it.
Told him to do
so
it
I could
and videotape it
and get likes.
Yeah, I mean, I would be surprised by it. And again, there's the majority. Like, this is a typical perception versus reality. Like, that not everyone's like that. Not all players are like that. It's just what you see. It's just the social media era. Everything's video and everyone's taped. But again, when are guys gonna stand up for the right thing? I mean, at the end of the day, do what is right. Why right is right and wrong is wrong. There is no middle ground.
Yeah, like you said, the pregame stuff, the antics before you even play the game, do it post game. This is a little shot of Ryan Day pregame, Ohio State game. This right here, I don't mind.
This is cool.
He was doing a dance. They were doing a dance. I don't know if you saw the whole antics where he was doing like a dance, and then they went through the huddle, and then
the whole lineup where they're
the lineup.
The dynamic.
Hey, you got the lineup video. What was that? I don't understand.
I don't know, Smitty. That's your generation.
I gotta see the video. I gotta see the lineup video too. But I mean, listen, I hear everything that you're saying, Weddle, and I agree to an extent. I know we talked about this before on this show as well. I am an advocate of like letting players be themselves, but obviously it can't go into the line or lane where you're making stupid mistakes and penalties and disrespecting. So like, if you being yourself equals you also making mistakes and being a slap dick and slapping coaches, well, then you can't be yourself then. And I need to change the rules here. But like, I do think players play more loose and more free when they're able to be who they are. There's some players who I know a lot of guys, even myself, when I played, I didn't really talk trash. And if you said something to me, I said something back, but I didn't go out there initiating trash talk. I went out there, I played hard. I'm with my teammates. I'm hyped. I'm excited. And that's how I played. I got some guys who, like, for whatever reason, like they feed on like the trash talk. The corners, for example, are often the guys who are out there. They break up a play. They showing out. That's what allows them to like be them. And it's like, I don't want to remove that from their game if that will allows them to play comfortably and free. So I think it's about finding that balance and making sure that, okay, I'm going to allow you to be yourself and be free, but it better not affect the team in the sense of penalties, things of that nature. So I think finding that balance is one of the hardest things to do as a coach.
Hey, Weddle, what's your take on this? This is unbelievable. Social media is even getting old.
Everybody has to be their own, but losing to Michigan 3 years in a row is not good.
That's true. That's true. He's got to be a little hot water.
Yeah, it will be. What a long ride home, man, it must be. But they aren't real happy. 3 years in a row, we have lost to the University of Michigan. Having coached at Ohio State under Woody Hayes, we played Michigan under the same circumstances. The winner would go to the Rose Bowl. The winner would have a chance to win the national championship. Fortunately, we were the ones who were able to do it. We scored late in the game against Michigan and went for two, made it, beat them 50-14. They asked Woody, would he go for two? He said, because they wouldn't let me go for three.
That's awesome.
Hey, he's going at Ryan Day's head because Ryan Day came after him after he was basically just saying,
Lou started this shit. Ryan came back and Lou, Lou. Hey, I like older people though because
they say what
they say or not, they gonna be real.
Yeah,
meaning real to whatever they believe in. They don't care about your emotions, your feelings. They done seen it all. They done done it all. They gonna say whatever they want to say.
Yeah, for sure. Like to Smitty's point, I agree. I agree with your stance. Like within the confines and make sure you're playing about the team. It's more so like I'm not gonna lie. Like I had handshakes with different teammates, but the only time that would ever come out is if a big play happened, right? Like if I made a pick, my boy made a pick, we made a big fourth down stop. We're celebrating, we're hyped, we're dancing. Like that's the time to do it. Not pregame when nobody has done anything yet. Like, can we just get our warm-up lines? Can we like stay focused? Like, yeah, let's be loose, have fun, but can we not like bring attention of it's more important to do some stupid dances than maybe play good on the field? Like
you play for the Ravens though. I gotta be devil's advocate. What about your boy Ray Lewis with the every single game, pregame, he come out, do his little famous Ray Lewis dance.
Yeah. I'm with you. Okay, so now we're comparing the best linebacker who was an established defensive MVP, all-pro, that was his pre-warm-up coming out when the whole crowd, you are the show, Ray Lewis, not a 20-year-old that has done nothing yet.
But as kids, that's who we're watching. We watch y'all play. We watch when I was young, I'm watching Ray. I'm watching T.O. I'm watching these guys play. So as a kid, when you're loving the game, you like, damn, when I play, I'm gonna do that. So naturally, I hear what you're saying, but also understand from the young person's mind, you guys influence us. So we're gonna do what you guys are doing.
We earned it though, Big Smitty. We earned the right. You haven't yet.
But I'm saying I hear you. I'm just saying understand the mindset though. Like you want to copy the greats, you want to copy the legends, you want to do what they did. That's just a natural feeling.
I hear it all the time from some of my assistant coaches because they're a little bit younger than me and they're more in vogue with the younger generation. They're like, Eric, you need to start doing this, or you need to allow them to do this. I'm like, no, I'm not going to have a turnover chain at our games. I'm not going to. There are just certain things that I'm not going to be doing. But I get that, and there's just that fine line. Like if you're a coach that's cool with it, I'm cool with it. Like I'm just saying, like as a standard, what I'm going to say, if I'm at Ohio State, like, hey guys, I want your personality to shine. Okay, I want you to have fun. I want you to earn all the accolades that you get. But let's not bring attention to ourselves of doing stuff that isn't going to make us successful on the field. Now, you can't tell me walking down a line, dancing and doing some stupid basketball shot and doing the gritty and all this other crap. Like, no, if you want to do that, go be a pro bowler and do it after you score touchdowns. Like that should be the goal, not to do it in college when you haven't done anything yet. Like
that's real.
Yeah.
If you want to be like those guys, go be them. Go literally be that guy so you can run out the tunnel. And when they announce your name as a starter, as an all-pro pro bowler, all decades, then you can do whatever the hell you want because that's you. You are the show. There is no. They're not coming to watch anybody else in Baltimore. They're coming to watch Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, Terrell Suggs, and all these other dudes, right? So But I see that point, and I agree to you. And it just comes back to the standard. What is your standard? Do you allow it? And I'm not saying it's bad or negative. It's just not what I would want my players to be. And I'm not saying that other coaches do it. Listen, there's multiple coaches at every level that win and do things differently than I would do, and credit to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're basically saying keep the main thing the main thing.
Yeah.
Basically. So I respect that.
All.
Let me ask you this. We saw a few real clips real quick of these hits that went on yesterday in the league.
Oh, my gosh.
You got this one, helmet in the chest, no big issue. That was a big, huge deal. And then you got Amon St. Brown being fined $48,000
Unbelievable.
Crack block here.
Unbelievable.
So we continue to see these type of things. My segue to that is allow it or coach it, and we continue to fine and hit guys in the pocket for these type of regular football hits, in my opinion. Do you think it's kind of transferring over to this crazy, ridiculous effort from guys like Deontay Johnson, who stand at the line of scrimmage, who the crazy part about it is that people are defending it. Like, well, everyone knew that it was a dead play. No, really? So you're telling me at the snap of the ball, he knew? And Marcus Peters, I hear him and Antonio Pierce got into it a little bit. He basically has been lazy on several different fronts. We had a video of that too. I don't know where that is.
Yeah, I saw it.
But
what's
going on here? You think that has anything to do with the other?
Gosh, where do I begin? We already talked about what the direction that football is going, and it's not going the right way. So we don't need to compound and waste time on. We all think alike on that. Football is a violent, aggressive, tenacious sport that if you are playing it, you understand and what that entails. Let's not take away what makes football great and what separates us from everybody else. Now, MP, I was with MP in LA. This was a couple weeks ago. I was with MP, and we instantly connected because MP is a very unique individual. He is a dog-eat-dog world, meaning if he feels like you are insecure or not all about it, he will crush you and make you non-existent in the sense of the big boy world. So me and him hit it off because I stand up to dudes. I stood up to dudes as a rookie, right? So we instantly connected because he knew my background, he knew my standard, etc. So we like meshed. Now he's one of the smartest instinctual players I had ever played with, and I loved my 8 games with him before he unfortunately got traded, and then we got Jalen, and then Jalen was the very same mold. Now, he does have he's very emotional, passionate. He practices hard, but when things start to go a little rocky, man, he'll let it be known, if that makes sense. So do I condone what I'm seeing? Of course not. And he would say the same thing, and I would pull him aside, man, bro, that's not us. That's not you. You have a legacy. You're one of the all-time greats when you're doing it the right way. I don't know if he has someone in that locker room to pull him aside and reel him in. And a lot of times that's all these guys need. Honestly, like I had to pull Jalen aside. I had to pull MP aside and be like, hey, because they respected me and knew that I'm coming from a place of love and admiration, and I just want us to be great. I just want us to win whatever it takes, right? And that's when a guy feels that connection, then they're willing to take a step back and realize, hey, man, I need to pick it up or I need to change what I'm doing. So, I see plays like this, and obviously everyone kind of gets on the player. They don't really know what's going on inside the locker room. They don't know what's going on, within the dynamics. Now, I'm not saying it's okay, and I'm not saying that that's the way to play. We obviously say that's not, but who's there to help him out? Who's there to reel him in and put him in his place in the sense of, hey, you're one of our guys, man. You can't play like this, So it's unfortunate. I just know my experience with MP. I love him and respected him. I would pull him aside, man, and say, you're one of our leaders. You're our guy, and we can't have that. And if that's the case, then if you're not all in, I'll get the next guy in there, and I'll get him ready.
And knowing AP, I thought AP's conversation with him on the sideline, you saw him dap it up, and then he kind of walked away because Peters kind of continued with whatever he was saying, and AP was like, all right, dog. I could sense it that there's a mutual respect thing, but AP was also like, look, dog, you're the Eric Weddle now on my roster. No one else is here to talk to you but me as AP, who's won a Super Bowl and a coach now.
Yep.
You're the Eric Weddle now. Who are you going to help? Because ain't nobody helping you no more. Like, you're the OG in the room. And, man, I don't like to see it from vets because now we're really trickling down to the youth and saying,
no doubt.
So the OG is, then I'm going to do it too. So,
there's a pecking order, right? There's a, as you come into the league, you're trying to establish yourself. You're trying to earn the respect of your teammates. You're trying to earn a role in your team, earn that starting job. Then as you start for a couple of years, now I'm trying to be the best at my position. I'm trying to earn Pro Bowls, all pros, establish my legacy. Then after, 8 to 10 years, then you're the guy that has to, your job is to give back, right? Your job is to be the guy that the coaches are extension of, right? And help the younger guys be great players that you were or still are. And that's the responsibility. And some handle it with the due diligence that's the expectation. And some have a hard time with it. But that is the coronation in a sense of an NFL player, right? That is the phases you go through. And if you're not trying to give back and leave the game better than what you had, you're doing a disservice to the league that you played in.
Yeah, the league rules right now are. I had Tank on earlier.
Terrible.
Yeah, they're just bad. You got a hit like this that happens, and then we call it, and then one of your stars in the league, to me, gets hit out of bounds, no call, and then you got a horse collar, which by definition is a horse collar. On Josh Allen.
Yeah, but the rule is within the pocket is not a horse collar. They're allowed to. So yeah, I think sometimes maybe the ref's like right here, I think he's still inside the pocket. So they're going to let this go.
But right here, though, right there, boom.
Yeah, I mean, I think he had already engaged inside the pocket. And I think where the rules are said, you're allowed to horse collar within the pocket, within the tackle boxes. So as soon as they got outside, he was already engaged. I think that's where the refs thinking are like, all right, we can't call this because he did grab him before. Now, the one on Herbert, obviously, by the definition of the rule, I know what's his name was on there on the TV spot. His foot didn't hit the ground out of bounds before he got hit. So by definition, it could not have been. You could go both ways with it. Obviously, it was late and out of bounds, but you just – how are you supposed to play defense anymore, man? Like, you can't hit, you can't tackle, you can't, you're supposed to just get ran over, and then when you try to, pull your body and weight to bring him down, now that's a penalty. Oh, my gosh, it's just terrible. Can someone explain to me the whole grabbing the grass after the game, and what was that about?
Whenever, cutting the turf and taking it with him?
He was just, grabbing it. What?
The cops had to come over.
What are you gonna do with that grass, players? What are we doing? What are we? I don't. You're undefeated. You win. You're in the playoff, and you're sitting here on your knees grabbing grass.
No, they were cutting it out with.
I don't get it.
I heard they were cutting it out with tape cutting scissors.
They had scissors. They were really cutting it.
Were you gonna freeze it? Put it in a plastic bag?
I think it's the same thing. When basketball players, when they win the natty, they'll cut the net and they take a piece of the net with them.
I've never seen guys get on their knees and grabbing grass of an opponent field. I've never in my life. And then people were trying to say that's normal. That's what you do in the Florida rivalry game. You go get on your knees and start picking up the grass. Take grass.
What they used to do, Weddle? They used to have oranges, remember? Because they were going to go to the Orange Bowl.
Yeah.
Winner of that game. The winner of that game. And I'm just It's so fucked up, dog.
You know what? Well, listen, maybe there is a tradition that we just didn't know about. I just never seen, but maybe it's like a Florida State thing that they do, and we just never paid attention.
Maybe they need to end that tradition right now.
Hey, Iggy Azalea
right now. 1, 2, 3, now.
Like button.
And We Are Living Life Wrong news, Izzy Azalea or whatever was crowned the OnlyFans queen. She made $50 million this year on OnlyFans.
Iggy been doing her thing on OnlyFans like that?
I don't know what she does on there, but she made $50 million.
If she made $50 million, she's doing something on there.
In the wrong business, man. I
might start selling my cereal bathwater milk for $50,000.
Hey, E-Dub, I got to get on OnlyFans.
Elbow fix.
All right, E-Dub, before you get out of here, I got to ask you the college scenario. My main man, Lane Kiffin, clowning Jeff Levy, the new head coach at Mississippi State. Lane kills it for head coaches on social media, by the way.
He does.
I got to ask you, if this scenario goes down, and Tank's a Washington UW alum. You're a Utah alum. Matt just left. He was a Colorado alum. If Florida State wins out and Bama beats Georgia and Washington beats Oregon, is it Washington, Texas, Florida State, and Michigan, and no SEC teams get in? Can you imagine that?
No chance. No.
Really? So you think Florida State undefeated gets leaped by one loss Alabama or Georgia?
No, Florida State, Washington, Michigan will be in there. And I personally think, even though I wouldn't agree with it, because Texas beat them head to head, there's no way you would keep a SEC champ out of it. There's no way.
I don't think so either. So
and
Texas is out, you're saying?
And you wouldn't keep an undefeated ACC and Pac-10 or Pac-12. You couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. So
even without a quarterback at Florida State.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't take away the 50 other guys or 100 other guys that still won every game, even though they probably have no shot at winning it. That's the reality of the business. I mean, if you're gonna, I get the stance of let's get the 4 best teams. Who are those teams? But then how can you sit there and say if we win our conference and go undefeated, that's an automatic bid in the playoff? Well, that wouldn't be the case then. And now we're moving to 12 teams. So at this point, I think that could happen because this is the last year of doing 4 teams. So they could be like, hey, F it, man. We're going to get the backlash, but we don't really care because we're moving to 12 teams anyways, and every conference champ's going to get in there. So let's just figure out the 4 best teams. Now, is that 4 best teams Texas and not FSU? Yeah, so
wouldn't be one of them.
That would be awesome because the NCAA is a joke anyway. So anything to put bad light on them and to get them out of there and actually start the money that they make over the players, give back to the players. That's what I'm all for, instead of these collectives and trying to ask for donors that already donate to the program and the athletic department and season tickets. Can we get the money that all these other people have instead of the people that actually support the program? Like, how does that make any sense?
I don't know. It's crazy right now. It's crazy right now. I'm telling you.
What a perfect time for that to happen, right? Like, hey, at FSU, you guys don't have a shot. And it's hard to tell a team that, but you don't have a quarterback. Listen, I went through it all year with the Utah Utes. Like, it's tough if you don't have a star quarterback, and you don't have one. So let's just save the 50-point drugging that you would get from Michigan or Georgia or Alabama, whoever, and let's get the next best team in there.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, because I'm telling you right now, it's all about money, Eric. You know, it's about money, and they don't have a quarterback. They're not selling.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money.
Who are you guys taking in the championship games with Alabama, Georgia, and Oregon, Washington?
I got a funny feeling about Alabama for some reason. I know I get the Auburn game debacle.
That's a rivalry. That game's always going to be close.
Yeah, look at all the rivalry games. Washington could have lost to Wazoo this weekend. Yeah. Georgia struggled versus Georgia Tech, to be honest. There was no blowout besides Arizona State. And
what's crazy is especially for Washington and Oregon, they're lucky that they're not playing Arizona right now.
I know. I know.
Ooh, Arizona's hot. They on fire right now. I like Georgia by 8 points. I think it's gonna be a good game. I like Georgia by 8 points. But the Oregon,
you just roll that out of the sky. 8 points. Really? You're a fucking betting extraordinaire. How you
Where'd the 8 points come from? Call me Jeff Smith or Darnell Nadu. But no, I do like Oregon beating Washington.
8 points.
So do I.
Revenge game. They're looking hot. Washington, they're winning, but they're like not looking. They're not clicking the right way. You know what I'm saying? And
I like Oregon.
Bo Nix, I think it's gonna be like he gonna show the world I'm the Heisman. Like this is it.
Hey, and another thing. So I'm with you, Oregon. I think it's a toss-up with Alabama and Georgia. It's hard to bet against Georgia after the last couple of years. I haven't watched literally one series of Georgia, so I really don't know.
They ain't lost like the pandemic.
Yeah,
since before the pandemic.
But how is there was a graphic Jaden Daniels to Burrow's seasons. How is not more talk about Jaden Daniels and what he's done this year?
I'm saying the same shit. I'm like, dog, he's the Heisman. I don't care.
I mean, whoever the top three are, I mean, I think it's Bo Nix over Penix personally. What he's done since that Washington game, and if I'm just talking finalists, but Jaden Daniels had a historic in the hardest, supposedly toughest conference to do what he's done. Oh my gosh, where is it? Yeah, I mean, come on now. We can't disregard this and what he's done for that team. He is LSU this year.
And by the way, I don't want to hear about 3 losses because Lamar Jackson had 4 losses and won it. And Tim Tebow had 3 losses and won it. So stop with the loss shit. If you're going to say the SEC is the best conference year to year to year, then all of a sudden you're saying the SEC's down and he's not the Heisman? Come on, man. Keep the same energy.
Bailey, can you pull up Bo Nix's season stats to date? He'll get another game, obviously, so that'll up it. But right now they have the same amount of games. It would be interesting.
By the way, Mariota won it with 2 losses, and Nix, I think, has much better stats.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This is my first time seeing that graphic. I didn't know I knew he was balling, but I didn't know it was like, because people say that Joe Burrow's season is arguably one of the greatest seasons ever. People will have that argument.
Well, the difference between the two is Jaden Daniels is like 3,700 passing, 1,150 rushing. And then the touchdowns is like 35 and then 12 rushing touchdowns. So that's how it equals out to the same looking numbers, but Burrow was all passing yardage and touchdowns. So but still, it doesn't diminish. It's incredible.
It's not, to me, it's not hard. Jaden Daniels by far deserves it. He's earned it, and he should get it. Nix is 30 years old. He's a grown man out there. Let's be honest. He's transferred twice. He's 6 years.
Bo Nix been in college since I graduated.
Is he coming back for 7th year, I hear?
No, seriously, no. Can we look at how long has he been in the college? He's been in college.
I'm not even bullshitting. He might be coming back for a 7th year.
I think when I graduated in 2016, y'all. I think that might be his freshman year. And I ain't played football in almost 10 years.
Well, the craziest thing is, does LSU win 8 games? What are they? 8-3, 9-3, 9-3?
Yeah, like they're not.
Do they win 9 games without Jaden Daniels, or does Oregon still win? They're 11-1. Do they still win 8-9 games without Bo Nix? I still think they do. Doesn't take away Bo's season. I mean, he's made that season go, but there's no way LSU wins without Jaden Daniels. I mean, let's be real.
Let's see.
He's 80% completions, 4,000 yards, 37.
He's had a crazy run too. I mean,
only 2 picks,
80% completion.
He's efficient.
So I don't think Jaden's going to get it, even though I think he should for the season. I think it'll go to the winner. You know, Bo, if Oregon wins, Bo's going to get it. He'll have his Heisman moment. And his stats back it up. Like, let's not diminish what he's done. Over 4,000 total yards, 40 total touchdowns, 2 picks, 80% completion. Like, that 8 out of 10 throws, JB. Come on. Like,
Let me ask you guys this.
let's sit here and
Sound
say
like
that's
Mahomes
easy to
around
do.
here. Sounds like Mahomes and Lamar Jackson.
Let me ask you guys this real quick. When is the voting actually in? Like, is it for the 12 games, or do they count the conference championship next week? Do they like?
That's still in it. It's just the bowl games aren't.
Got you. Well, yeah. I think Bo's gonna, because I got Oregon winning. I think Bo's gonna ball out against Washington, get his revenge, make the playoffs, and he's gonna get it. Look at this real quick from one of our fans. Bo Nix started a game against Justin Herbert in a bowl game. Herbert is in year 4 of the NFL.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. He older than me, I think. I'm about to be 30.
He might
Is
be.
he Chris? What was it? Chris Winky? Was
Yes.
he? Or
Yes.
who was the
Who's
Oklahoma
the old
State
quarterback makes the NFL from Oklahoma State?
Yeah.
Whedon? Was it Whedon?
Whedon.
He
Yeah.
was old as hell,
baseball
man. He's like
player.
37.
Hey, I think they have to be in this week though, because I think they're before right after the conference title games, they put them in, and I think they go to New York next
Jason
week.
White,
No?
yeah.
Yeah.
Stenson Bennett. Hey, how's he doing, by the way?
Who knows? I heard he's in rehab and all kind of shit.
Hopefully he's all right. Drew Henson, a
Taco
horrible draft pick by the Cowboys.
He didn't look bad when they retired his number or whatever a couple weeks ago though.
Who?
Stetson Bennett at Georgia.
Oh,
he was over there. That's good.
Yeah, he was there. Looked fine to me, but I guess
Sam Bradford. Oh,
we're
gosh.
so fucking soft. Anyway, Edom, what do you got
Appreciate
going?
you.
You back home?
Yeah. Just got. What do I do with myself? No.
Hey,
come to LA, man. Come to LA.
Starting the off
Hey,
season. Looking at all the film, see what I can do better, how I can coach better, and get my boys better, because we didn't get it done this year. So start the offseason process, meet with coaches, get the equipment turned in, and locker room cleaned out, and
banquet.
Yeah, all the head coaching duties that you
learn
on the fly.
Trophies, end of the year. Certificates.
No interception against Bradford. No.
Oh,
yeah. Right. Hey, Edom, I know you left town for Thanksgiving. I thought, are you leaving for Christmas or are you staying home?
We'll be here. We're trying to figure out our kids are getting older, and Santa comes through, but we're the days of getting presents, Santa bringing presents to everybody is kind of out the door. So Santa's just going to bring a trip for everybody instead of instead of just buying meaningless crap that they don't even use. So
I ain't seen Santa in like 20 years. So.
He skipped your house.
I ain't never seen him on that. Hey, Christmas Eve, Edom, I'm having a little party at the house. Poker, chill. People,
I'll try to come through.
Hey, Smitty, you're not invited. I'm smoking meat after meat. You don't even know. I got so much food.
Yeah, pause. Major pause.
So if you're doing nothing. Yeah, major pause.
That's all JB eat is meat. When he cook,
whoa,
he got one side and like 30 meats. Pause. So
pause. All right, hey, we're getting into the conference title games of this week. We'll know our final four. NFL playoffs are coming. Lamar got it done again. How do you fire Frank Reich before you leave in the middle of the season and not fire Staley?
I feel bad for old Frank. He was a quarterback's coach and offense coordinator when I was in San Diego. Then he went off to Indy and had a good run. And talk about Shane Steichen, the job he's doing at Indy. I gotta plot out my boy over there.
Hell of a
Nick
call.
Sirianni.
Great
a
leader.
lot of my guys that were quality control guys when I was playing are doing their thing. BJ up in Philly, that's my boy. But I'm hearing, I don't know the truth to it, but that Frank and the staff wanted Stroud instead of Young, and the owner wanted Young, and now the owner is mad at the coach for not getting the guy better when the coaches all said that they wanted the other guy. So How is that? It's unfortunate. Like we always talk about the coaches that get fired because they don't produce and they don't do a good job. Well, how does a guy get fired 11 games in and not give him the time, knowing this team was going to be terrible? Like, knowing going in, Frank was like, all right, I'm taking over. This is a full rebuild. I got at least 3 to 4 years before I get, that I get decide on my results. After 11 years, that's bad. That's bad business.
Hey, also news just broke right now too that the players had no clue. They go to work and not have a clue that their head coach wasn't fired. They found out on social media and then called a meeting by David Tepper, calls a meeting, and they say it's an absolute shit show in the locker room.
That's bad. Well, I heard he's been like he was meeting with Frank every week and basically critiquing him in game, like adjustments and play calling, and it's like owners, just anybody in business or whatever, like I don't come to your job and tell you what you're doing when I don't know anything about it. So how does the owner say anything to Frank on what you're doing, good or bad? Like, can you just stick to your role and like make money for your organization and do like all the stuff outside of the game? Like that's what your owner does. Like, it's wild to me.
You can't micromanage and expect the coach to be fully themselves and be great. You know what I mean? So like,
wow.
Why do you even say like I thank you? Like you don't thank
there's
so much fakeness and fraud. Like you fired him because you didn't think he was doing a good job. Don't thank his time. Like you're Frank's never gonna get another head coaching job now from this. And all his assistants, like Thomas Brown, who was within LA, like good dude. Like don't say that. You fired him because you felt that he wasn't getting the job done and you thought he wasn't the guy for it. Don't say anything else. Like just be real about it.
Be real.
I know. Here's the thing about it. You fired Wilkes last year, who had the team bought in.
Yes.
And now you got rid of him. Now the Niners got a top 3 defense in football. You fired Lasaccia in Vegas. Yep. Had him in the playoffs. They fire him, and guess what? You're already 2 coaches later now.
These owners don't know what they're doing. The players, if they play hard and you have a guy that galvanizes the team, a la Rich Bisaccia 2-3 years ago, that Oakland, after that crapshoot when Gruden got fired, rallies the team to the playoffs, and then you don't hire him when the whole team, you had every single player vouching for Rich, saying, please hire this guy, and you don't. It's the same thing. Everyone loved Coach Wilkes. Everyone respected Coach Wilkes and the job he did. They won with him at the end of the year. You're not going to give him the job? What? These owners make it too hard for themselves. They're trying to reinvent the wheel when you have a guy in place already that the players will play hard for. That's the hardest thing for players. If you respect your coach and you play hard for him, the head coach doesn't need to do anything. He needs to be a leader of men. He needs to motivate and keep the ship going in the right direction. Your coordinators do everything else. I mean, come on.
Hey, we're live. We're live with Eric Weddle, Super Bowl champ, Utah Ute. Edom, isn't it the same with college presidents and athletic directors? These are the guys who hold doctorate degrees, who I have been on record on McAfee's show, on everybody's show, and I'm like, this is the most. They are wasting a doctorate degree. I've never seen a guy with a doctorate degree be so incompetent, because they hire search parties to hire a coach for your campus, for your kids, and you have not a clue who you're hiring, and you're the doctorate degree holding president of the institution. To me, it absolutely makes zero sense whatsoever. And I guarantee you, hire JB, pay me $500, give me a staff pool of big money. I'll beat your ass at fucking Toledo. Stop playing with me.
Hey,
they don't look at it that way. Hey, think about it. You know how many coaches I know you can hire for minimum wage? Minimum wage meaning the college football minimum wage. Yeah. Hire a guy, give a guy $400,000 or $500,000 1 year. Put him on a 1-year deal and see progress, see culture change, see a shift. And then you go from year 2. Instead, we're giving dude 7-year deal, $100 million, and then firing him and paying him $77 million to leave. Like, come on, how stupid are you?
That's wild.
Well, when they got endless amounts of money, they can afford to make mistake after mistake. When are we gonna start saying that you need to be fired for the decisions that you're making?
That's what I want to know. Yeah, when can we fire the presidents, the ADs, and the owners?
Yeah. Well, the
Hey,
owners,
hey,
the owners got all the power. I'm sorry. We can talk all we want, but hey,
that's like firing JB from the JB show. I don't think you can do that. Like,
no doubt.
I mean, shit.
We could dream, but that dream ain't coming true.
E-Dub dropping Weddle's wisdom on this Monday. Eric Weddle Monday. Shout out to you.
Awesome
Enjoy the week. And I'm going to go. I get my truck worked on. I got to put some lights up. I'll put some Christmas lights up. I'm in a Christmas spirit. I might as well. Put some lights up.
My tree's already up right now. And we got a wreath. What was it? Wreath or wreath? How you call it? Wreath? Wreath. I got it outside the door. So
hey, Smitty, when are you gonna put something in the backdrop? You got the TV up there?
Yeah. So JB said I gotta buy a USB, put our logo or whatever saved on there, plug it to the TV, and I'll be good to go. So hopefully this week we'll have that set up.
You just had 5 days off
to be good.
Why you didn't get it done? You just had 5 days off. See, if you're a coach, I'd have fired you. But
anyway. I got a lot going on, JB. I got a lot going on. I'm working on some big things.
E-Dub, much love, E-Dub.
You got it, boys. Have a great week, man.
Peace. I knew you was gonna say that.
5
JB.
days off and didn't get no improvement. Like
JB, I got a lot going on, man. I'm working on. Listen, I'm working on pitching a show right now, JB. I'm producing a show behind the scene. I can't tell y'all much about it. NBA All-Star Week. We gotta put together a big time event in my hometown, Indianapolis. Putting together an NBA All-Star event the week of All-Star Weekend. That's taking up a lot of my time. JB, when I get done with this show, I am working non-stop, JB. I don't think you understand. You got the show, and then you sit back, smoke your sticks, drink your water, go to your swimming pool in the backyard. You got a pool in the back end, Bill.
I ain't got no pool.
Hot tub, movie theater, popcorn maker, wine courts. You got 3 dogs. You got a new dog on the way. You got all type of shit going on. You got this motherfucker JB got a damn steam. All the football players who played football on the sideline in August, you got the little steam machine, the mist machine. He got a fucking mist machine coming out of his house in his backyard. This motherfucker is loaded. So when he get done with this show, he chilling, he smoking. Me, I'm grinding. I'm still in the hood right now.
No, I gotta go grind all week. I'm going. Oh, by the way, news announcement. Smitty's gonna not like this. No tire flat, but Thursday and Friday, I'll be doing the show from Vegas. So I'll be.
Hey, we got a short week, y'all. Again, Monday through Wednesday, we'll be here live, same time. Thursday, Friday.
Hey, it may be Pat and I Thursday morning, straight from the casino, straight to the show. But we'll be there. We'll be live Thursday, Friday, and then I'll be back Friday, Saturday. We're doing Football Palooza with Steve Kim. All my boys are coming through, watch some games. So, and it's crazy. People think I take all these vacations. I really don't. I've never really left the house in 3-4 years. And now all of a sudden, I've been going to a few places. So, pump your brakes. Pump your brakes, D. Jones. Stay out of the motherfucking pocket.
Hey, D. Jones. Hey. That AFC South, I don't know. Y'all, I mean, I know y'all got the win, but my coach is on a winning streak. I don't know about the Jags, D. Jones. That's all I'm saying.
I predicted this conference exactly perfection. I said Texans and the Jags would battle for first, but I said the Jags would win it. I said the Texans in second. I said the Colts would be in third, and the Titans would be last place on this show.
No, I think you said the Colts was last, I think. Can we pull that up for tomorrow?
Jeff Nadu said that the Colts were going to be better, I think.
I'm listen. You might be right, but my memory is telling me that JB had my Colts last because I remember arguing. I'm like, hold on, bro. Like, I think we both had the Texans, and I don't know. We gonna see because I don't want to lie. But hey, they battling right now. Jags battling, Colts battling, Texas battling. It's parity in the NFL, and I'm loving it right now. Outside of quarterback play, everybody else is balling. I love it.
Hit the like button, subscribe, become a member if you're not one. We will see you tomorrow for Doc Talk Tuesday. Dr. Jesse Moore is going to have a lot of shit to talk about, a lot of injuries. Phillips blew his shit. You saw it pop. We're going to watch that. We're going to look at that. Steve Kim will join us, talk all the boxing things, talk about college football a little bit. And we may have a special guest. And then we're here all week. Pound the like, subscribe, become a member if you're not one. And we will see you on the other side. Before that, you want to do a BPS?
Let's do a BPS to end the show off with.
He says the game for it, then go see another rapper. Oh, shit. Oh. Man, this two big ass, black ass, man. Excuse me. Just gonna take my finger, come on, boys. They ain't gonna hurt you, I promise. Man, they came like they were. Nah, I promise. They ain't gonna hurt you. Man, I dislocated my finger. My bad for getting on the car. Nah, you good, man. You all right? Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, he dislocated his finger.
Hey, he was on the phone at work, you know what I mean? Talking, he's like, yeah, man, these motherfuckers. Oh, shit. He hopped on that car so quick. He's like, these
you heard the guy talking.
Dogs out
You
here.
heard the guy talking. It was definitely it was a racist scenario, maybe.
He said he ain't gonna bite you. That's
bite you,
my
boy.
one pet peeve, though, JB.
Boy.
You dog owners, you always have the biggest dogs, and you always say, "Oh, he ain't gonna do nothing to you." Shit, he ain't gonna do nothing to you.
You gotta have some confidence, Big Smitty. You gotta stand your ground, and the dog will shift on you. He smells pussy. He gonna go after it.
Man, your dogs would hurt somebody. I don't care what nobody say.
Nah, my dog ain't gonna hurt nobody.
Shit,
I don't even say to hurt somebody, but you know.
I hear you. I mean, your dogs love me because I'm blind, my brother. I'm good. They love me.
Hey. We'll be back tomorrow for Doc Talk Tuesday, man. Pound the like button. Get us to 1,000 likes. Why we only got 500?
Racist.
Unbelievable.
Hey, y'all, I'm losing weight, y'all. I'm drinking my water. I'm going to look a lot skinnier. Each show from now on, I'm going to look skinnier and skinnier. So get your mind
right. Hey,
right.
Smitty, I stopped doing my fasting right now. I'm not doing it until the 1st. I got my New Year resolution. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on a real deal. I'm going to give me a little Peloton. I'm going to get back on my jump rope.
I'm thinking about that, too.
So I'm going to do all that, but I'm not doing it until the 1st. Why would I waste all this food and this cooking for holiday season? I'll probably blow up. I'll blow up. I'm an athlete, though. Athlete, AFL. I'm an athlete. Brothers always add an F. Have you ever heard black people shit? Always got an F in everything. Reef. You thought it was reef?
Yeah. How you say it? Is it reef? Is it wraith or reef? How you say it? Reef. All right.
Motherfucker said reef. Athlete, motherfucker, everything got earth, everything got an F on the motherfucker. There's nothing more than black people shit when they add an F to fucking everything.
That's true. We do.
Why is that?
Yeah. Hey, D. Jones said right there's a car, Smitty. I don't know why we add F there. It just F. Like I think it's we cuss a lot. We say fuck. I don't know.
Maybe, but
we free. We like that shit. That's a big word for us. I mean, I don't know. We put F a lot. I don't know what it is, man. But pound that like button, y'all. Subscribe, man. Hit up the super chat, man, so I can get my TV right, and you can pay for JB's taxes back in Kansas. And we'll be back tomorrow, man. Locked and loaded.
Motherfucker add F to everything. Fucking God damn breath. You got steak breath, BREF.
Breath, stank. We do say that.
God
I
damn.
don't know why. I really don't know.
Best show on planet Earth. Pound the like, subscribe, become a member today. Pound the like, get the like buttons up. You can watch porn on Twitter, but you can't cuss. So please be careful. They will suspend you. And we will see you manana for Doc Talk Tuesday. Pound the like button, subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Missing, we switched it and filled the gap. Smitty and Jason Brown, we killed it, yeah, it's a wrap. We want the games we're missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
You are now tuned in.